Good evening and welcome to Probots. It is time for the Season 1 2020 Round of 8. Thank you so much for tuning into ES Champ. We have an awesome night lined up for you tonight. We do have a few shout outs before we get underway and some plugs as well. We're going to go ahead and tell you guys to join our forum because there's going to be some really important information coming up soon for our humans versus bots. What's the show match? That's the word I'm looking for. That will be taking place next week on Saturday. The live finals here on ES Champ will be on the 11th. So be sure to tune in. And again, you can get all the information there on the forum. Type in !community to get the link there. You can also become a Crown Club member and help support future seasons of Probots. That's right. We're coming back with 2 more seasons this year and then hopefully many more to come after that. I'm even going to have a bot potentially in one of the seasons. So I'm very excited for that coming up. Aspiring bot makers. There are a lot of resources available as well if you want to join Probots and get your bot submitted for next season or a following season coming up here. It would be great to get even more bots. We had 16 amazing bots for this Season 1 here of 2020. Only 8 have moved on, though, to our Round of 8, which we're going to be viewing tonight. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And, of course, you can always become a Twitch subscriber. All of those ways help a lot to support ES Champ. So thank you to all of our Crown Club members. We're even going to do a little shout out for our first Crown Club member of the evening. Let's go ahead and roll that shout out whenever you're ready, production. Did I get it? Thank you so much, Jared, for your support. Again, to become a Crown Club member and be an awesome supporter like Jared, you can type in !join in the chat there. Big shout out to all of our Crown Club members, as well as you, the viewer, for tuning in tonight. Joining me as well, we've got 2 amazing casters. We've got, on one of my sides, Ketrock. On the other, we've got the Doctor. I don't know who's on what side, so say hello, gentlemen. How you doing tonight?
How's it going, everyone?
Oh, they're both to my left. Got it. Okay. We got this figured out. So yeah, Ketrock coming back. You're gonna have a bot potentially in a coming up season. Yeah. I saw you were working on it
for me. I've been practicing my bot against some of the pro bots that we've seen tonight. So
ooh,
yeah.
How's it been doing? I saw. Yeah, you said it was beating Kagamine a little bit, right? Had a nice long game.
It's been doing a lot better than I expected. I'm cautiously optimistic with it. Yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us. And then, of course, the Doctor, who's also working on a bot. All 3 of us working on bots. Look at that. Yeah. Your guys' are probably going to be way better than mine, though. So
mine's pretty straightforward right now. So you have a pretty good shot at beating it.
Okay, I'll take it. Very cool. Well, we've got 8 awesome bots lined up for this evening. Our top 8 bots of Season 1 here. Let's go ahead and talk about these bots a little bit. So we're going to be having Genzi Bot versus Micro Machine towards the end of the evening. Now, there are updates as well that were submitted for this week's games. So I think 6 of the 8 bots did have updates. Genzi Bot and Micro Machine both fall into that category. Do you guys want to, Doctor, why don't you start us off? You want to talk a little bit? Genzi Bot is your favorite bot, I think, right? Still your favorite bot for this?
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
Even up against Micro Machine?
Yeah, no, even up against Micro Machine. In the grand finals of the StarCraft 2 ladder tournament that I helped cast, Genzi Bot put up an amazing fight against Micro Machine. And it turned out to be like probably one of my favorite games of StarCraft, like to watch ever. Like, and that's including like pro matches.
Wow.
Yeah, no.
Can you send me that? Send me that replay?
Yeah, no, for sure. It was like full map back and forth where like every square of the map had battles going on.
Oh, very cool.
And every part of the map was being microed individually too. It was back and forth the whole game, which was great.
It's almost one you got to watch a couple times to catch it all, one of those.
Yeah, and I definitely did. For Genzi Bot, our notes this week aren't super long. We have tweaked Viking and Marine behavior in TVT, which might actually come into play today because Micro Machine is Terran and Genzi Bot is Terran. So
yeah, and that's TVT to start things up.
Scans as well. So he's been using that. Yeah, so like cloaked units are going to get roasted pretty well, and we know how Micro Machine likes those Banshees. So I think he'll be able to handle it a little bit better.
Yeah, one of the key fights that happened in the ladder tournament was battle cruisers and Vikings.
Yeah.
So if he improved his Viking behavior even a little bit, it could cause like significant improvements in performance, considering how much Vikings and battle cruisers were being built to that game. I really hope to see a repeat of that exciting match. We'll have to see what happens.
I feel like that's what would give Gen Z Bot a good chance of beating Micro Machine. Micro Machine really likes the BCs, and Gen Z's not adverse to building a whole lot of Vikings and then really taking over in the late game.
Yeah, I think Micro Machine could potentially, as if Micro Machine loses a lot of those early units, we see a lot of bots kind of fall to that trap where they lose just a lot of early game units and then they don't have enough army supply towards the end. So yeah, that late game could prove to be in Gen Z Bot's favor. But Micro Machine did get some updates as well. Ketrock, do you know what updates we got there for Micro Machine?
Let's see what it says there. Fix numerous micro bugs. Medivacs added to the arsenal. Oh, that's interesting because he's been playing, I think, a little bit more mech than Gen Z has been.
Yeah.
Improved conditions for producing units. Added decisions.
Yeah, you'll have to let us know in chat.
A lot of
what
very
that means,
specific notes,
Raph,
but nothing too detailed.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to see when we get into game.
Yeah, improved conditions could be anything.
Yeah, exactly. Very vague.
I look forward to see the medevac improvements that have been made. I've been following the StarCraft 2 AI chat a lot more closely recently, and a lot of the discussion that's been happening has been specifically around picking up and dropping units repeatedly with medevacs.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, so I hope to see some Beyond like micro where right before a unit dies, it gets picked up in the medevac, then dropped down, and like if Beyond can pull off really impressive micro to watch, just imagine what a bot can do. I can hope. All right, let's see what.
Well, you're Beyond Junior bot, right? So you should. It sounds like a task for you.
Yeah, that's true. I'm trying to focus more on the Reapers myself, but
yeah, I wonder what he'll be using it on because he seems to go Reapers into Cyclones into Cloak Banshee. Like, what's the medevac target in that bunch there?
In that particular bunch, I can't imagine there being too much. He has a Proxy Marauder build that, I mean, Marauders are a lot better at being picked up and dropped off than Reapers. Like, so potentially it could be that. Maybe it's a whole new build.
Yeah, Marauders and medevacs is definitely very strong. The medevac that is.
Yeah, check your mic plug there, Ketrock. It's doing the cutout thing again. It's back now. You're good now, but it did cut out a little bit there.
Yeah, Raph, our author of Micro Machine Chats, informing us that medevacs are indeed for the Marauders against Protoss, and they're not going to be seen too much in TVT. But
okay, so maybe not tonight, but if Micro Machine moves on, then potentially against.
Yeah, if he moves on.
Like that. So yeah, they did. Micro Machine did go 7-0, so I think there's a pretty good chance he will move on. Gen Z Bot went 4-3 in his group, so very good on them. All right, predictions. Who do you think is going to take it then? I'm going to go say Micro Machine. I'm going to go ahead and take the safe bet.
I'm hoping for Gen Z Bot. Gen Z Bot's one of my favorites, just because you watch it and it feels human to me, just in the timings and how it moves out strategically. Just going to get overeager with its macro, which Micro Machine actually punished it for quite a bit in the ladder tournament games. Micro Machine expands nonstop. But yeah, I'm going to take the other position, say Gen Z Bot might have a shot.
All right. What about you, Ketrock?
I wouldn't bet on it, but I think if there is a bot in this tournament who's going to take out Micro Machine, Gen Z Bot would be the one. So, yeah, I'm going with Gen Z Bot.
All right, so 2 for Gen Z Bot, 1 for Micro Machine. We'll have to see how that plays out. Again, that'll be our final match played up. So let's go ahead and talk about the one before that. We've got Mech Sweep versus Paul. Paul ended with a 4-3 record. Mech Sweep ended with a 6-1. So who do you think is gonna prevail in this one? Again, you can't always tell just based on their records. These bots have some interesting.
I think Mech Sweep is clearly the better bot, but I think Paul is going to win. Paul is very aggressive, lots of Ling Floods, Nidus Worms, and Mech Sweep is super greedy on his opening. Sometimes 5 minutes into the game, he only has a couple of units. So I see Paul pulling out a couple of quick victories there.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, and Paul didn't have any updates, so we are going to see what we saw out of Paul, at least last week's play, which again was a lot of layings, a lot of aggression. Next sweep though got some updates. Who knows what we got there? Oh, just one quick little one. Added a bio build for TVZ, so we actually might see that. So that could counter the layings completely. Yeah, that changes everything potentially. So interesting. So again, are you going to stick with your predictions then?
Well,
do you want to change
if it's
it now?
a bio build, I have no prediction. We'll have to see how it goes.
Bio will definitely help against the Marines flooding in like through the front, but you got to remember Paul has a really sick Nidus build, and it's going to come down to a lot to where the Marines are positioned. So I'm still going to go with my initial prediction that Paul has a great shot winning this game.
Very cool. Oh, yeah, we should shout out as well the bot makers, Captain Jack H, actually in here. He is the creator of Paul, if I recall correctly. Mech Sweep created by Dan the Man. And then just going back to Micro Machine, we've got Raph in the chat as well, always providing his insight. And Unusual are the co-creators of Micro Machine, one of the few bots that has two creators, which is very cool. Maybe plays a little bit of a part in its success. And then Genzi, created by Genzi. Joni is his real name, but big shout out to them. All right, so we've got half our matches covered. We're going to talk about Three-Way Lover and Spiny next. Now, Three-Way Lover is one of my personal favorites. What about you guys? Oh, talk a little bit more about Paul. I don't know what else to say about Paul.
He's our favorite bearded dragon lizard. Paul's named after.
I forgot the most important stat.
It's the most important part to me. He's just dragon playing the game, not just a bot.
We do love you, Paul, but we're out of things to say about you. Sorry. Are we ready for the next one? Okay, so yeah, we're going to talk about Three-Way Lover and Spiny now. Three-Way Lover created by Yamabushi, and then Spiny created by Rasper. I believe both these bots got updates as well. Three-Way Lover. Yep, both got updates. What do we got? Doc, talk us through Spiny's updates.
Oh, Spiny has quite a lot.
That's a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little sad to see that Spine Crawler push across the map is not, in fact, one of them. So let's see. Some of the more interesting ones, data usage will now be used for brackets, meaning Spiny will switch builds if it just lost the game, which is pretty important. Like in bracket play, you definitely don't want to repeat the same failing strategy like 5 times in a row against a bot. Like, because the bot's not going to make a mistake executing a strategy more than likely.
Depends on the bot, but in general.
Yeah, for sure. All builds eventually switch back to Spiny's main adaptive field, which tries to react to enemy observations. New build, Roach Burrow all in. Oh, that sounds spicy. I don't think we've seen too much of that on the AI ladder, but in general, cloaked units and burrowed units can catch bots off guard and do significant damage.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, moving burrowed units, I believe bots are able to detect. So
for sure.
What's their logic they have against it? Hopefully, we get to see Burrow Roach all in. I haven't seen Burrow Roaches at all in bot play, so that'll be fun.
Oh, that's true. We really haven't, have we? I don't think we've seen. Have we seen any burrowed units? I don't think so.
We've seen burrowed lings from Kagamine holding up different.
Oh yeah, doing like the bait. Yeah, that annoying, block the command center from landing thing. Yeah.
Keep burrows as drones when they're in danger too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah,
it's a key play,
but never aggressively. So yeah, that would be cool to see some aggressive burrowed roach play or something.
Mm-hmm.
So one more note: switch from Ling Corruptor to Roach Hydra Infestor Viper Queen against 2 base Stargate play. That is quite the unit composition, and by 2 base Stargate play, that's probably more than likely Tempest,
which we've seen Tier do. Definitely a possibility, as we're seeing. I think. Oh no, this is Three-Way Lover on the screen right now.
I think.
That's all right. Never mind.
Three-Way Lover do Tempest. Yeah. So, Ketchuk, do you have any comments or thoughts about any of this, or for Three-Way Lover?
Well, Spiny, I'm a believer. What did he finish? 4-2 or 5-2? So he's
Spiny,
definitely one of the top Zergs. But Three-Way Lover, I played him a bunch with my bot, and I cannot beat Three-Way Lover. So I got to be picking Three-Way Lover for this, just because he seems so strong, at least from my perspective. I haven't seen him play against Zerg though, so this will be all new to me.
Yeah, Three-Way Lover is one of our oldest bots, and definitely like a strong powerhouse in terms of ability to perform. If I had to pick a bot to win this, I'd probably go with Three-Way Lover as well, just because of how long the bot has been around. Like, naturally, the older the bot is, the more time it's had to adapt to all sorts of weird edge cases. Mm-hmm. So he probably certainly has code to handle cloaked and burrowed units. Probably won't catch him off guard too badly if it goes for the roach burrowed movement all in. So yeah, it's just one of those things. We'll have to see what happens. I know the Stargate play has been giving a lot of people, a lot of bot authors trouble. So we'll have to see if some of the adaptations that Spiny has made will come into play here.
Very good. Yeah, I think Three-Way Lover is going to take it, just based off of, again, just been here for so long, always has really solid play. Both bots did in 5-2 in their group. But yeah, Spiny having that update to deal with Stargate play could play a huge part in this. Kind of did cater it specifically to this match, it seems. So could totally turn things on our head here. All right. So I think, we're all picking Three-Way Lover then. Three for Three-Way Lover.
Yep. Can't change his name to Four-Way Lover quite yet because...
All right, well, let's talk about our first match coming up right after we're done talking here. We've got Tyr versus Kagamine. This is going to be a doozy. Tyr is Protoss, Kagamine is Zerg. Both have been around for some time, too. Of course, HX, the author of Kagamine, and Simon Prinz, the author of Tyr. In C#, too, one of our few C# bots. Or our only C# bot, actually, I think.
Yeah, and also one of our only Java bots with Kagamine.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, what are your predictions for this one, Doctor?
That's a tough one. Kagamine hasn't been seen updates at all, which definitely puts it at a disadvantage. Kagamine, I kind of have a personal soft spot for Kagamine just because it was one of the bots I went up against frequently back when Beyond Junior competed on the ladder, and it was the one that gave me the most trouble. So. Just from maybe a biased nostalgia point of view, I'd go with Kagamine. But if you look at it through the lens of Tyr's been saying updates, then I'd have to go with Tyr because a bot that does not get updated is definitely going to have weaknesses against a bot that does get updated.
You want to talk about Tyr's updates here? Do you have those up?
Yeah, for sure. Or Ketchrock, yeah, go ahead, Ketchrock.
Or Doctor, whoever has them up.
I have them up.
Well, let's just talk about the most important one. He's bringing Zealots to the Worker Rush. He's actually developed his Worker Rush strategy, which was maybe the best game from, week 4? But
yeah, I think so.
I'd like to see the Worker Rush again. Although probably not against Kagamine. But
yeah. Potential. Kagamine tends to be pretty, live on the edge of greed. If you know what I mean. It's not too greedy, but it tries to get as close to that line as possible.
No, it can definitely work against Kagamine. I just want to see a longer game because those are two really good bots.
But, yeah, no, for sure. But
yeah, perfectly microed probes can beat any amount of drones or SCVs, so it's always a scary strategy.
Shields OP a little bit. Is that what you're saying?
Well, in the hands of a bot, it is, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. No, I agree. No, I always love watching Tyr play. Always has something spicy planned for us. So yeah, I'm very excited to have that. It's almost like starting from square one. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna start attacking with workers and then build up from that again. So it's kind of fun to see. I'm gonna cast my vote for Tyr in this one, just because I like Tyr a whole lot. What about you guys? So you chose Tyr too, right, Doc?
I mean, from a logical point of view, my official vote would go for Kagamine, though.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, HJax is the one who's probably helped me out the most on my bots, so I definitely got to be going with Kagamine. It's a very strong bot as well. Tyr is definitely a wild card. It may have the most different builds of any bot, so depending on the build he picks, it can be run over or it can crush, so it's really hard to predict this one.
And one important thing to keep in mind is Tyr has a new thing coming, or an update that some builds are disabled depending on what builds the opponent used in his previous games. Which is going to be very interesting to see how it plays out, because Kagamine is very reactive, right? It doesn't necessarily have builds. It will react based on what the opponent's doing.
Yeah.
And now it sounds like Tyr is going to react based on the reactions of his opponent. So It's going to be very interesting to see what tier does games 2 and 3 and so on.
I just imagine the Spider-Man meme. They're both pointing at each other.
Exactly.
All right, well, we do have that game up first, so we will see what happens. Right before we do hop into that, though, again, if you're just joining us, this is the round of 8 for Season 1 of 2020 here on ES Champ. You are watching Probots, the coolest StarCraft event out there, at least in my mind it is. Very good stuff. And again, we're going to have our live finals on the 11th. That is next Saturday at 7:30 Eastern, if I recall correctly. So hopefully we'll see you here live on ES Champ. 1 p.m. Eastern. That's right. I don't know where I got 7:30 from. I'm making things up. So 1 p.m. Eastern next Saturday. Come watch Probots. You should be staying at home anyway, so there's no reason for you not to be here. Hopefully we'll see y'all there. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to Triton. For our first game, we've got a PVZ, again, Kagamine versus Tier coming up. It's going to be a very exciting first match. Go ahead and roll it whenever you're ready. And we'll kick things off. Are you ready, Ketrock? You're going to be joining me for this one?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. All right. So we've got down here on the bottom right of Triton our red Zerg. It is Kagamine. Created by H-Jax. Oh, do we have intros? Oh my God, do it. How will I know when it's playing? so I can line the name up with it. It is Kagamine. Is that yes. All right, so when he zooms in, do the other intro there. Now we know. Wait for it.
In time,
here we go.
You will know what it's like to
so you Ketrock.
The blue Protoss Tier.
Yet to fail all the same.
Okay, so this is going to be an exciting one. Already with a fast expand from Kagamine, and we'll see what Tier's up to. No gas being taken yet.
Oh, I guess he said something. We had the little Thanos graphics for Tier. He said some Thanos quote, I think. I couldn't hear it well enough. It was too quiet. On my end, it sounds fine on the stream. Anyway, yeah, so we've got an awesome PVZ. I do think Tier always doing my favorite build. This is the full-on Sentry build. I'm very curious how Kagamine is going to react to this. We've seen this just roll. Last week we saw it roll over. I believe it was a Zerg player.
What? This is not a tickle build.
Wait, what is
it? It's a different kind of tickle.
You can tickle with probes, I guess. That is true.
There's no sentries involved here.
Did he leave any works at home?
Drones, so let's see what Kagamine has in store for a defense.
Okay. Oh, yeah, he pulled everything. I was going to say maybe he's going to follow it up with into sentries or something, but nope, we're just doing the full-on probe tickle rush. And one Zealot here, second, is in production, so we're going to have a little bit more backup, and we'll see if your prediction about the perfect probe micro does come true.
Yeah, but the problem with waiting for the Zealot is the pool is already done, so Lings are probably on the way. We'll have to see how much money Kagamine has. He's down to 70 minerals.
Oh, man. Yeah, there are 4 Lings on the way, so it's something. That's a lot of dead drones, though.
Oh, yeah.
This might just be a little bit too much. The Zealot is here. Yeah, with 2 Zealots out, maybe if the Queen can get out, do you think it can hold the Zealots off? Or, I don't know.
Is there a Queen on the way? I don't think there is. I don't think you can afford
one. In the main
one.
one just finished. One just finished in the main there, yeah. But that's not where the action is. Yeah, all the drones are dead now. I think Tier just took a nice little 1-game lead here. Nice. Yeah, well, we see the bots struggle with rushes a lot of the time. Is that just a build order thing, or is that just the bots don't expect it?
I think if Kagamine was able to, like, if he didn't pull the drones right? and instead stayed on resources, because he had plenty of larvae to build Zerglings with. It was kind of that in-between time with, like, should I pull the drones to defend, or should I wait for the Zerglings? And I always got speed finish with nothing remaining to build.
Yep, no money. So this is indeed a win for Tier 3 Zealots in the main. Will eventually hack through this. And again, so these are best of 3 matches for all of our 4 sets tonight. So we've got 4 best of 3s for everybody here. I forgot to mention that earlier. So a couple chances. So again, Kagamine does kind of learn, I believe, from game to game. So next game, maybe it will anticipate something like this out of Tier, because total possibility Tier just does this all 2, maybe even 3 games if we do get into a 3-game scenario here.
Yeah. I'm not sure if Kagamini will do anything different, but I'm pretty sure that Tier will probably try something different. Tier has many tricks up his sleeve, so we'll see what we got for game 2.
All right, so GG Tier. Tier did again, and I think both these bots ended with a 5-2 record. So within their groups, it seems like they're both relatively evenly matched, but just that early aggression, so strong, really works out, especially against Zerg. I think it's really strong just because, early game Zealots against Zerglings, it's usually, if done correctly with nice micro, can definitely go in the Protoss' favor here. All right, so we're going to get that next match loaded up. Any more thoughts on that one before we hop into game 2?
Yeah, Probrush is OP. It's a tough build. Every other bot maker has to specifically cater something just for the Probrush. You can't just let your generic code just handle things. It's a strong build.
Well, we do know Kagamine hasn't been updated for quite some time, from what I've heard. At least a year
it's been
or
a few
so,
months.
something like
November,
that.
I think, of last year. Yeah.
Okay. So definitely some time. Definitely very good bot still. Obviously made it to the round of 8. But for bots that are constantly updated, they're typically going to have a foot up, I think, just because of that.
It's the one bot I have the source code of. H-Jax lent it to me, and it's definitely a very complex bot. It has a lot to it.
So do you use it just for like a practice partner, or do you take ideas from it, like code from it, or?
Well, now I'm using it as a practice partner, but it was I'm coding my bot in Java, so that's the only other person I know who made a Java bot. So I was just using it as reference when I was first starting out.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've got game 2 loaded up. We're moving on to Thunderbird for our next match here. Go ahead and roll it. All right, Kagamine versus Tier. Map 2 here. I think Tier's going to do something cheeky again. It's either going to be the Probrush or Sentries. That's what I'm hoping for, the Sentries, personally. But we'll see.
Anyways, up in the top, or are we doing intros? How's it working?
We're ready. Yeah, take it away.
All right, up in the top left, we got Kagamine with the awesome worker spread, and my Java brother.
That was really pretty. That was fun and nice to watch. It's like watching a geometric pattern emerge or something.
Mm-hmm. Even doubles up on the close patches. Very complex.
Love it. Whoa. And in the bottom right. Oh, did we not do Kagamine? Oh, the intro didn't play. Do it again. Say it all again, Tetra.
What am I doing when?
Wait, did he do it? Okay. No, we got it. We got it now. We're good.
All right.
In the bottom right, we do have our blue Protoss player. Oh, we went back to the... Oh, wait, is there a delay on this? Should I wait? It is Tier, our blue Protoss. Seems like there's delay on the Discord.
Like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right.
All right, let's see what Tier's got up his sleeve for game 2. He's definitely going to be the one who dictates the pace, I would say. So he'll choose how this game goes, and Kagamine will respond in turn.
Oh yeah, my stream keeps freezing here. I think I'm falling behind a little bit. What
Like
time are you at?
125, 126.
Oh, okay, no, we're at the same. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, Zealot's about to finish. This might be the moment. Yep, here it is. Prepared to be tickled. It is indeed a Probrush once again.
Uh-oh.
Could be a quick 2-0 here with it.
Yeah.
Hey, it worked last game. We'll see. The drone does see it again this time. So maybe Kagamine does something a little different, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Well, the timing seems different, right?
Does it?
Because he had speed almost done when the probes arrived last time. So this
I
is
think it was
a
about
zealot.
halfway done.
No, there's a zealot. Okay, maybe it's the same. Oh boy.
Let's see if he starts speed here. I hope he doesn't. I hope he just pumps it into Lings. No Lings on the way. Yeah. Starts speed first and gets. Oh no! This is worse for Kagamine in the last game.
Oh boy.
Rip. F's in the chat for our Zerg here. We're going to have a 2-0 by the looks of it. And we'll have a Protoss moving on to the round of 4.
Microing the drones as best he can, pulling them back to the minerals after they get low in health, but he just... Those shields, they'll just win the battle of attrition here.
The power of Protoss. They are the technologically superior race, and you're seeing why.
Okay, let's see if Tier checks for a third base, though. This could be one of those weird games that they become like a big comeback after losing everything.
Are there any drones over there to mine from the third, or did he just lose it? Oh, he's got 5
new ones, I guess. Well,
I
don't know. I'm thinking if I built a Pro Brush bot, I probably wouldn't be worried about a third base logic.
Yeah, no, that's true. I do think Tier knows to go check her bases, though. I vaguely remember some games where Tier just spreads out around all the
I'm
bases.
just trying to give any hope to this dire situation for Kagamini. I really want him to at
no
least take
hope.
it to a third game.
Yeah, I was hoping for a little bit longer, too. No, Tier wants the quick move on to the round of 4 here.
Okay, got his money back from the speed. So let's see what he spent it on. He spent it on drones. If he spent the drone on the third, I got my little hope.
He is still macroing. Yeah, he is still building drones. I'll give you that. Are we just going to see more and more zealots? Because we do have another pylon, but no more zealots coming out just yet. Oh, actually, no, he doesn't have anything at home mining.
No.
So this is it.
It's as all in as you can get when you pull probes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen bot matches like this where the other opponent has come back and won. It can happen if the winning bot doesn't know how to finish it correctly.
The third.
Leading him to the third. Don't do it.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
some bots are going to go back. Nah, he knows.
Okay, I have no hope now. It's over.
He knows. I liked the idea, though. Yeah, maybe that base just goes hidden and he can start macroing up and Tier just kind of hangs out in the natural or something. And definitely a possibility, but not in this world. Thanos is just too strong, and he snaps Kagamine to the wherever people go when they get snapped. I don't know. I never saw the movie.
It's unfair. The doctor gets to cast Gen Z bot versus Micro Machine, and I have to cast this. Oh.
We could switch it up if you two want to cast that one. We can. I'm totally down to switch it up.
That's fine.
All right. So yeah, this will end here.
Quick playoffs for Kagamine, but despite what we saw here, it is one of the strongest Zerg bots we got here.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait, what are we waiting for? All right, we have a draw potential.
Well, but surely he'll see that though, because all the bases are dead, right? Yeah, he goes for it. You got to hold on hope. I get it. All right, so we're gonna watch the maybe speed
Micro
up
versus
here.
the extractor. Look at those probes go.
The fall of Kagamine. Well, thank you very much, HJax, for participating in season 1 here of 2020. It was awesome to have your bot and its expertise and a lot of fun games throughout these last 7 weeks. But Tier will be moving on to the round of 4, and Tier will be going up against whoever wins in Spiny versus 3-way lever. So we'll either be another Zerg that Tier goes up against or Protoss, and we might have a PvP, which could be cool. But yeah, Doc, welcome back. Are you here? Are we on the 3-person? Yeah, we are.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can. All right, so do you guys have any thoughts on that matchup, Ketrock? Any last thoughts on that?
We'll see if he runs it through the playoffs or not. I feel like Paul, the way I'm imagining Paul's build order, I think Paul can handle it. I'm not sure about next week, but we'll see what happens next round. But Tier has so many builds. I'm sure we'll see something different. Maybe even another version of Tickles in the form of the Sentries. But yeah, that was a tough one for HJax.
Indeed. Doc, any thoughts? I'm assuming you enjoyed that game.
It was, although slightly disappointing. This is one of the weaknesses. What happens when you don't update your bot in quite some time? People find weaknesses, exploit them, and yeah, unfortunately, that's what happened this week.
I feel like Tier is really good at that, just because Tier is always being updated. Not always, but a lot more than I think some bots. I usually see Tier coming in with something new, or
for sure, and he's gotten pretty good at not breaking his bot with updates. Oftentimes you see people make an update in the middle of a tournament and it causes a bug in their bot and then they just lose, and it's very sad. It happens all the time. It's been happening less and less, but it used to happen all the time, and it was very sad whenever that happened.
Oh, didn't I see in the Discord, Tier's creator was talking about how he updated, and there actually was, but I don't think we saw it in this game, where he was like, "Oh, there's a bug, and it might break or something." And all the bug was it trash talks twice or something, like it does 2 lines. And trash talks.
Okay, well, I think his definition of bug and my definition of bug might be slightly different.
Yeah, tier is always very consistent. Yeah, you usually don't see tier break to something simple like that. So very cool. All right, well, we've got our next match coming up. It is going to be, who's up next? I forgot. Paul versus Mech Sweep. So this is going to be TVZ. No, that is incorrect. Am I wrong? Oh, I am wrong. It's Spiny versus Three-Way Lover. I'm a liar. I wrote it down wrong on my sheet. That's why you can't take me.
I'm excited for this one. This could be the closest match tonight. These are 2 very similar powered bots.
Yeah, both were 5-2 in their groups again. And then, I think Three-Way is going to take this personally, but definitely some Spiny hope out there. Spiny was pretty good in the last 7 weeks.
Yeah,
who's casting this one?
Both pretty strong. I think it's you and Ketchup again, right?
Yeah.
It's
us 2.
Let's do it. I'm ready. All right, we're moving on to Ephemeron for our first match of this best of 3, and we do have awesome intros again for these bots, so we're going to be rolling through that. Why don't you start us off, Ketra? Wait for it. We're waiting for the zoom.
In the bottom right, we got Spiny, the red Zerg, who despite the name does not have a Spine Crawler Rush. Unfortunate.
Feel lied to. It looks like Spiny on my screen. In the top left, we have our blue Protoss. Give it up for Three-Way Lover.
Wait for the zoom.
Do I have to say it again? Three-Way Lover. There it is. Oh, I forgot the zoom. That's right. We're gonna have these awesome intros timed out and perfect for our next broadcast, our round of 4 here. But
yeah,
awesome lovers
here. Practice round right now.
Yeah, practice round for everybody.
All right, so we got. Wait, we're zooming again. Was that another intro for Spiny? I don't know. Anyways, we got a hatchery first from Spiny, so going for the macro opener.
Yeah. Three-Way Lover usually gets a second base relatively early on as well in the third base position. So definitely, I think we're going to see some macro games out of these 2. That'll be cool.
That will throw off many bots that try to react to your opponent's play. If you send a drone across the map and see that he hasn't got a natural, then you start initiating all your anti-all-in logic, that could give you a lot of headaches. Let's see how this works out for him.
Now, do you think Three-Way Lover is going to do the Stargate that he is wont to do? I think most of the time Three-Way Lover does something Stargate.
Yeah, I'm not sure, sir. I've never seen him play against Zerg before, so let's see what he's up to.
Yeah, the only notes we really have on Three-Way Lover is it skips the natural, which we just saw there. So
Spiny definitely changes its composition if it's facing heavy sky play. So he'll mix in more hydras. So he'll be ready for it, at least in some form.
For sure. All right. Well, we've got our first text coming out. Second base almost done for Three-Way Lover. Might see a third base out of Spiny here relatively soon. We do have Queens coming up as well. The usual stuff. Yeah, no early aggression like we saw last game. No pro brushes. Nothing aggressive like that. And that's cool. I do hope we get at least a few more macro matches too. I really like watching the bots kind of get to late game because that's where you see a lot of the fun stuff. How do they use those late game units? Are they able to take half the map and hold their own in multiple big army fight scenarios? Or can they micro everywhere on the map like Micro Machine does all at once?
Yeah, Spiny is definitely geared up to take it to the late game. And I think Three-Way Lover at earliest will do a 2-base timing, but we're going to see some later gameplay, at least a lot later than the last series. The creep tumors have already begun for Spiny. One of the bots that's very good at covering the entire map in creep. One of the things bots excel at. 3 zealots out from Three-Way Lover. And looks like he's changing up to no more zealots coming. Interesting.
Yeah, little zealot opener, but it is being confirmed by the creator Yamabushi in the chat. Of course, it's Stargate, he says.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, we should be seeing some Stargate, usually voids. I wish more bots, more people did void ray builds. You see it every now and then, but people are afraid to use voids. They are kind of like glass cannons a little bit, very fragile, but if you can use them correctly, they can really do some work. So I'm glad to see at least one of our bots does void rays consistently.
Yamabushi was just teaching me today exactly how bots handle burrowed units. So if this is going to be the new burrowed Roachalin from Spiny, I'm sure that three-way lever will have some sort of ability to fight against it.
Yeah,
third base coming down from Spiny. Still Zealots on the build tab for three-way lever. He still has those 2 gas gouges. I wonder what the gas will be for. I guess he just needs it for all those Stargate units that'll be coming.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he does have that Stargate finally on the way. Even a Robo Bay. So yeah, I think that's just for observers, though. I don't recall Immortals ever really being mixed in.
4th base from Spiny, so we will definitely be going to the late game.
That's a pretty bold 4th base, isn't it? Like, it seems a little bit dangerous to me. Up that close to the Protoss.
Yeah, it can be hard to choose the bases correctly. Sometimes it just chooses which is the 4th base, which is like the 4th closest in terms of pathing distance from the main base. So even though it's towards the opponent. So yeah, sometimes sense. After the first 3 bases, it can choose kind of weird. I know my bot likes to expand on the other side of the map sometimes. So
well, sometimes it can work out though, the little hidden base tactic. Especially against bots. How often would you say it works out for you if your bot does that? If you have any idea.
Yeah, I couldn't really tell you. It's hard to know how other bots are reacting to what you're doing. So
I think I'm going to work that into my bot. I'm going to always just take a hidden base somewhere. And that'll force all other bots to start programming scouting into theirs too. So
that's I was considering that, but that's something a lot of bot makers actually take into account. You'll see the Reaper like going around base to base looking, or the drone, or a hallucinated Phoenix. They'll go looking for those hidden bases. So you probably won't be able to get away with that versus most bots. But the Stargate production has begun, and we have Void Rays on the production tab. Void Ray is kind of an interesting unit in that they can stack up really tight, and even if you're facing overwhelming amounts of Hydralisks, you'll get in situations where only like 5 or 6 Hydras can attack at once, where all your avoids can attack back because they're stacked up. So you can kind of hit that critical mass. I know a lot of Bronze League players have died many times to the mass voids. So in many ways, bots and Bronze League players have a lot of decision making in common.
Well, I think it's really interesting for the bots to use it as well. I think it can be a lot more effective because they can do that micro a lot better, where they keep stacked up, target fire one individual Hydra at a time or something like that. So it can definitely work out a lot better for a bot. But here we go. 3 levers pushing across. A lot of Zealots killing Overlords along the way. I really do like the Zealots mixed into this because they're going to be able to clean up a lot of the ground. If there were Hydras, which I don't think there are any out at this point. Yeah, it's just roaches in the production tab. But either way, they're going to be able to hold the ground while the Void Rays just kind of sit above and deal their damage, right?
Yeah, it's just like a really good mineral sink. I mean, when you're building this many Void Rays, you're going to be floating a lot of minerals, so why not just build a whole ton of Zealots and get those slashing blades all over that queen?
Poor queen.
So it looks like he's just kind of like poking around right now. It's not a committed push. Getting some new creep tumors, establishing his own 4th.
Maybe expecting a wave of Zerglings or something to kind of come greet him on the creep.
Yeah, possibly.
Being very tentative right now. Just keeps pulling back to group up. And it might just be the regrouping mechanism. Do you think maybe that could be it? It's just trying to stay with the rest of the army, and as more pops out, it's like, I got to fall back and group up.
It could be. The Void Ray was getting distracted by Overlords and whatnot, but I don't mind the decision to stay back. Like I said, the more Voids, I think, the better this spot for 3A Lever. However, scrap that whole idea. He is switched into the Tempest, one of the best units for bots with that long range and the ability to kite perfectly. Tempest can be very difficult to deal with.
Especially with all that meat shield underground, all those Hydras are going to have a really tough time getting under the Tempest with that many Zealots in the way.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and we do have Hydras finally coming out. A lot of upgrades. So Spiny ain't no slouch. Spiny is getting a 5th base as well. Again, a lot of upgrades coming down. So I think if Spiny can buy just a little bit more time, it might have enough to deal with this. Well, especially if the air units aren't here to help. It's going to be a ground-based army, and this might just get crushed, actually, by the Zerg army here. I'm a little bit nervous, actually, for 3-way.
Good amount of roaches will do well, I think, versus the Zealots. Let's see how this engagement goes. The first big engagement of the game. We got to the roaches. Yes, those Zealots are disappearing very quickly, and only one immortal in the back. This is going to be trouble for 3-way Lover. Decisive win in the first fight for Spiny.
Ooh. Yeah, look, God, that micro is almost perfect. Look, there's almost no damage on any of the Zerg units right now. Yeah, transfuses are available. There's still a ton more to go, though, but that micro was just spot on.
Spiny was so patient, too. Like, the entire time he was poking away, losing overlords. He just kept his whole army back at his natural. He was like, nope, I'm not moving out until you commit.
My, oh my. Well, the army supply has plummeted. The Tempest has a lot of work to do. Thankfully, it does do a little bit extra damage there against, I guess not extra damage, but it does a lot of damage against, I think it's, 3 Tempest shots there, kill a Roach or something. But, God, there's just still so much on the ground here.
Yeah, I mean, it's very likely these 3 Tempests will never go down, but it's also very likely that won't matter. The DPS is very small from these Tempests, and that is an overwhelming supply lead from Spiny, and he's pushing this lead, trying to end the game right now.
Well, we actually do have Immortals mixed in. I was saying earlier that I don't remember ever really seeing him, but this is if 3-way Lover can somehow hold, this is his 4th, so it's not end of the game yet that he loses that. If he can stack up enough Immortals and Tempests, the Immortals are going to chew through the Roaches. Tempests are going to be able to shoot everything from distance. We even have one very bold Tempest going over Creep right now. I guess there's no Hydras, so it's not a huge deal, but run Immortals! Run.
A lot of structures back here for the Immortals to kind of hide behind and dig back towards, so the Zerglings won't get much surface area. So yeah, we'll see what the Tempest can do to this Hydra count. Because the Tempest probably are auto-targeting the Hydras, I would assume.
Yeah, it seems like well, actually, they're targeting.
If that's the case, that leaves the Roaches for the Immortals. So there's a good chance you'll hold there. Okay. When I said the Tempest count doesn't really matter, now it kind of matters. That Tempest count is up to, what, 7, 8 Tempests now?
Yeah, 7 on the left. I think there's one on the right still open. Yeah, this
appears like 3-way Lover will hold. He'll probably lose all the probes at his 3rd as well as the 4th. But that leaves him with a Tempest count that's going to be hard to deal with. Let's see how this turns out. It's really tough to call right now.
Aspire is about to finish. Do you think that could save Spiny's butt here? Because that is a lot of Tempests.
Yeah, it could. I wonder what the Spire is for. Like, I have a Terran bot, but he typically goes for Hydras as a response to the Sky play. But maybe he does something different against Zerg.
He's kind of slowed down on Hydra production. He's really focusing on, Vipers and Infestors. There we go. Another Hydra does get queued up, but a lot of Lings. He might just have enough. I find he might have enough economy just to keep flooding and destroying buildings. And if Spiny can kill all the 3-way Lover's stuff, then I don't know.
Yeah, the key to this attack is
interesting now.
The key to this attack is that he's really kept making Zerglings, and Zerglings just are such a waste of shots for the Tempest. Like, as long as the Zerglings keep flooding in, then the Tempest can't, get the key units of the Roaches and the Infestors and the Hydras.
He's doing a great job targeting
the Zerglings go clean up all the probes. So,
yeah, kind of a catch-22. There's something super satisfying about watching an Infestor get obliterated by like 10 Tempest shots, though. That was very cathartic for me. And the Queen. I'm a Protoss player, so this brings a little bit of joy to my heart.
I remember the Viking flower from years ago, but that Tempest flower looks even prettier. Look at it spin around.
The Viking? Oh, when they all group up.
When they all grouped in one
I've
little...
never heard it referred to as that. I see what you're saying, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, 3-way Lover. How many? Can we get a Tempest count on the unit tab there, production? I'd love to see how many Tempests. We're up to like 10 now or something. I guess he is running out of money, so what we have is what he's got. He's trying to rebuild a Robo facility, but yeah, 10 Tempests. So 10 Tempests will either have to kill everything and then push across the map and kill even more, while Spiny is busy macroing at home with 89 drones, a lot of units still pumping out, and it's slowly going in Spiny's favor here.
Spiny is still expanding, and like you said, he has that 90 drone count, so this pressure is going to be relentless. I don't see this working out. Can he get out maybe enough Tempests to finally turn the tide? I'm not sure, but it could be too late at this point.
kind of doing it. It seems like less and less Lings are getting up here, especially as they get to the main. They've got such a long distance to run. They are kind of getting in this choke here. Even a Zealot to kind of hold the wall with some cannons as well. Ooh, yeah, he can kill the Vipers before they even get close enough for Parasitic Bomb.
Yeah, they only outranged the bomb by 1. So I think if he had the bomb available, and that's what he was given the logic for, he should be able to get it off before the projectiles from the Tempest hit him.
Oh, here we go. Three-wheel lever for the first time since this attack began is starting to push back a little bit. The Ling Flood has stopped. More and more Queens coming out. More and more upgrades as well for Spiny. +3, both melee and ranged attack almost done. That's really going to help out. If you can get some Hydras here. Good Funkle, too. Yeah, I don't know. This is a really hard one to call. I'm still going to root for three-wheel lever here. I'm going to believe in the wrecking ball that is this Tempest army here.
I remember last time I cast with you, you were calling the game for the Protoss that had 1 base versus a 7 base Harvester. This time, you may be more correct if you want to call it for three-way lever.
You got to believe.
But the Zerglings are a big issue. They really can't be killed by Tempest in any sort of efficient manner. And as long as he's willing to send them across the map, maybe with a Zealot in the wall?
Even that's too many. He would need a few Zealots there, just because he is going to lose that Zealot pretty quickly. He is going to be able to kill all the Queens, and then the Tempest will most likely go back home and start killing Zerglings again. But yeah, it's just he's on a timer at this point. If the Zerglings are able to do this every time, and it was really smart of Spiny to kind of wait and group those up instead of continuing to trickle things in. So well done by our Zerg here so far.
Yeah, I mean, you used Lost Tab. It must be insanely good for three-way lever. Maybe if Spiny has some cap for how many bases he'll expand to, then maybe he'll mine out before he can kill three-way lever, but yikes, this is not looking good for three-way.
Push back to the main, so we're gonna have another epic hold here. I think he is gonna at least hold one, maybe a few more waves of all this. He is killing the Hydras and the Infestor, so at least his targeting priority is good. Because if he was shooting down Zerglings, the Hydras would be able to come in and start chipping away at the Tempests, and then he would just be dead. But as it is, the Lings are just gonna be too much, I think.
Yeah, definitely target fires the big units, but yeah, like you said, Lings then go unanswered and. Yeah, I knew this would be a close series. These two are definitely evenly matched, and this game is showing it.
Yeah, for sure.
You can definitely see the strengths of both bots.
Gonna fall back one more time. Spiny's got to get another ball of Zerglings here. I think 2 more waves is my prediction before three-way lever dies here.
Oh no, he'll hold like 8 waves, I think.
You think so?
Yeah,
that last wave got through about.
I think the writing's on the wall, but he'll drag it out for sure.
He's a fighter to the bitter end. Yeah, you're right there. He does have heart, Steven. Three-way lever has a lot of heart here.
Of course, if the Tempest get too far away from his own main base trying to go on the offense, and the Zerglings get run by, then maybe
then they'll just have free reign, yeah.
Because there's a couple times he got way out in the middle of the map, and then the Zerglings got into the main. And that's when the real damage gets done.
Oh, yeah, he's going to lose a lot of buildings. This might... Okay, no, he's coming home now. I was going to say, this might just be the Zergling wave that does kill them all. He's going to get a couple more buildings, and yeah, this is just on the timer for three-way lever. Spiny will be taking a 1-0. God, look at that queen count. They've decided to, instead of attacking one by one, they're going to we're just going to hang back for a while. You Zerglings got this.
The Queens could be the final blow. It might come down to when the creep actually finally gets across to the main base. And then, not if all the Queens die here from way outside of range.
That's all right. He's got enough money. He can probably just build another round of 20 Queens or something.
Yep. And that money source will not stop. He's still expanding, taking the bottom left and the 12 o'clock base.
Yeah, super epic game. This one will do it. I was right. 2 waves. This is what, the second wave? Didn't I call that?
You did. I thought he had some more life left in him. That gigantic Tempest camp. I guess once he lost that wall on the Zealot, the Zerglings just got that much better. All right.
Nicely done.
What a game.
What a game indeed. Three-way lever with some great Tempest play, but Spiny, with its updates, was able to deal with the Stargate. Because what was the update specific there? Let's see here. Oh, I closed it. So yeah, the update for Spiny was switched from Ling Corruptor Roach to the Hydra Infestor Viper. Yeah, so that's why we saw all those infestors throw on the fungals, which they helped a little bit. I guess they slowed the Tempest down, so Hydras could kind of get a few shots off, but they really weren't doing anything in the long run. Did the Tempest just kind of depleting some shields and then dying, but all in all, it worked out. The Lings actually, oddly enough, was what won the game. I think.
Yeah,
just all the Ling flood.
Reminds me of a very old meta back when Void Rays were like overpowered in PvZ, and one Korean Zerg player figured out that the answer was actually just to make as many roaches as you possibly can, because if you just keep spamming roaches, it doesn't matter that they all die. Like you're producing them faster than the Void Rays can kill them.
Are you thinking Stefano? Is that?
Oh, I think it was on
Stefano
the
was
Korean
always
scene.
the big
This is
roach.
probably back
Korean
when Wings
guy,
of Liberty.
okay.
I can't even remember anymore.
I just
But it's
remember
just
Stefano
hilarious
made a
that
big
the answer
splash
to
with
Void
roaches.
Rays is units that don't even shoot up.
Yeah, right. That is odd. All right, so we're going to be getting game 2 loaded up here to see who will be moving on. Again, winner of this will go up against Tier. So we're going to either have a PvP or a PvZ in the round of 4. This guy against Tier. Yeah, against Tier. I am correct there. All right, so we're moving on to...
No, I think the winner goes up against the winner of Micro Machine and GenZBot.
Was it?
Yeah.
Let me look at the bracket here.
I got it up here. Yeah.
Is it? Oh, yeah, winner of... Wait, no. Yeah,
talking about
winner
3
of
Lover and
Tier.
Spiny, right?
Oh my god, I'm still looking at the wrong. I'm looking at Paul Mech still. So yeah, I'm a liar. Ketrock
All
is right.
You
That's
really
why
want
we
to see
have
that
him
next
here.
week
He's
game,
the
huh?
brains. I'm the nothing here. Okay, so yeah, this one will go up against either Micro Machine or GenZBot, whoever wins this. My mistake. Thank you for calling me out on that. Okay, I get what's going on now. So yeah, HX versus Tier, that'll be up against next week. Paul winner. Okay, so we're kind of doing this in an order that hurts my brain because I can't handle changes like this. Anyway, let's move on to Disco Bloodbath for our next PvZ.
See if we can nail the intros.
Oh, we got this. I believe in us. Are you starting? It's all you.
All right. In the top right, we have the Red Zerg Spiny. Really looking forward to seeing another close match here.
Definitely. And in the bottom left, we've got our blue Protoss, Freeway Lover.
Okay. So now that you mentioned the next one will be up against the winner GenZBot and Micro Machine, I'm actually really rooting for 3-Way Lover now.
Yeah.
Because he crushes my Terran, just absolutely obliterates it. So I'd like to see him face another face one of the strongest Terrans we got on the ladder here.
Two of our strongest Terrans, both of them,
yeah.
very strong.
They are literally number 1 and number 2 on the AI Arena ladder.
Really?
Yeah, with a clear 1 and 2 as well, like well ahead of the rest of the pack. Anyways, let's talk about the players we got in this one. Spiny, once again, looking like it's doing a similar build with the Hatch first and 3-Way Lover taking his patented third base before the natural, which I definitely approve of.
For a base. Especially on this map, I really like it too, because it is a little bit further out. So a lot of the time, the bots will just, an attacking bot will just kind of cruise right by that straight and trying to go straight for the main. So it can prove to be a very advantageous position for a second base sometimes.
And if you're getting all ins, I mean, you can kind of just hold your main ramp and then have like this secret extra economy going on in the background. Yeah,
that too. That's what I'm going to bank on because I'm doing a big sentry build for my bot. So I'll maybe I'll do like a hidden base somewhere and then hold my main with sentries or something for a while I build up my other units.
Yeah, you
I've got a whole thing planned out.
If other bots actually pay attention to whether it's hallucinations or not.
Yeah. There's definitely going to be a lot of hallucinations. Yours doesn't recognize the difference?
my whole army will like chase this scout phoenix all over the map, thinking it's a real thing.
Now, I'm assuming when they get detected by like ravens or something, because you do a lot of raven builds with your bot, right?
I make a lot of Tech Lab starports, but I haven't built in the mass raven yet. That's
okay.
That's on the list of things to do. I don't think auto turrets will work well versus bots, though. It'll be really hard to build. Yeah, because bots kite so well, and auto turrets can't really chase after them. So
that's true. Oh yeah, we've
definitely
maybe for
do it
like
anyways,
worker harass, but
yeah,
not really for an engagement, I guess. Well, actually, it could be good if you're sieging a base, like a third base or something. You could place them in a spot where it forces the bot to either run away or fight in a bad spot, a bad choke or something.
Yeah, I think that's how it would have to work. You would have to go after mineral lines and stuff. But so the Zergling has scouted the natural of 3 lever and has exited, waiting at what he thinks is the third. So I'm pretty sure Spiny is going down the logic route of this is a 1-base Protoss player. So third base from 3 lever is really working out for him, I believe.
Indeed.
The builds are looking very similar to last game, though, which doesn't spell well for 3 lever. I mean, just by the changes to Spiny, we know he has lots of builds up his sleeve.
I don't know. What if all the zealots and the Stargate units can stay together this time? Because it was all ground army that did that first attack, and it just got crushed. But had there maybe been some Tempest overhead to force other things back, do you think it could have gone differently?
Yeah, or if he doesn't engage with the zealots and waits until he has the Tempest count. Because a lot of those engagements, if he had the zealots tanking for the Tempest, it would have been a pretty clear victory for 3 lever. Especially with the Zerglings being the issue. The Zerglings are not an issue when you got 15 zealots in the front.
You're right. Well, he's even got that forge, so we could get some nice upgrades to make the zealots even tankier or able to kill the Zerglings faster. I don't think he got any upgrades from the forge last time. He just used them for the defensive cannons, which we're seeing put down now, so we can kind of hold that main base a little bit better.
Yep, I wasn't actually watching. Was he getting air upgrades for his Tempest? I think the attack upgrade on Tempest would be very strong.
Did he? I don't think he did any upgrades. I can't remember. We'll watch for it because he's doing the exact same build. So
if he's not Yamaguchi, you get on that. You don't need the defensive upgrades because Tempest do well enough to keep themselves alive. Oh man, that pylon placement in the main base of 3 lever messed up his own gas mining.
Oh, did it? Oh, I didn't see.
Yeah, that's significant when you are going for Stargate play. Unfortunate turn of events for 3 lever.
I want to see it now. Go to the gas production. Nope, the other side.
It's the south gas in the main base of 3 lever. Yeah, just caught a glimpse of it.
Lair Tech on the way. Where? The main base? In the main base?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Anyway,
2 on gas at the third as well.
Nope. There we go. Oh wow, yeah. He's going to be losing a lot of gas income from that. Oh, did we freeze?
What's happening? I'm frozen.
I'm frozen too, so you're not alone. We'll get through this together.
Probably just 3 lever trying to extend the game once again. Draw it out as long as possible.
Production? Are we? Oh, we're on camera. Hello, everybody. We're going to take a quick pause with some technical difficulties while we get that game loaded back up here. It's just me on. Okay, there we go. Now me and you are on the screen.
All right.
All right, well, while we wait, now's a great time to check out our forum. Again, all the information for our finals will be there if you want to find information on our Bots versus Humans show match. Again, if you are a Crown Club member, you will get priority placement to go up and save humanity against the bots and try to beat them in an all-kill format. A little tournament there, so that'll be a lot of fun. Definitely type in !community to get all the details on that. So whatever bots submit the real-time client or whatever it's called, those are the bots that we will be able to play against. Micro Machine almost always has that ready to go, so I no doubt we're going to see Micro Machine and play against that. But we've played a good handful of the bots now. I think you can play against. Have you ever done that? You ever played against any?
I actually haven't even played against my own bot yet. It's such a weird thing. I haven't even thought of doing that, but no, I haven't. I know Micro Machine, is definitely fast enough. There is an issue with some bots not being fast enough to play in real time. Mm-hmm. But Micro Machine built in C++ is a very quick bot, so it doesn't have that problem.
Yeah, we've seen Micro Machine crush a lot of our Crown Club members. I think Ender Sword was the only one that ended up beating it in our last Humans versus Bots. Oh no, yeah, Dusty has beat Micro Machine as well. Yeah, he's played up against it a few times. Dusty, another one.
You guys
of our
had a
Crown
pretty
Club
epic
members.
game on your YouTube channel where Steadfast was playing against it, who is a Grandmaster Zerg player, and there was just non-stop action between the two.
I think he even lost the first game or something, and then I think he came back and won after that.
Well, the video was highlights. It didn't show who won, so I was asking Endersword, and he was like, "Oh, actually, Micro Machine had an error at the end, so there was no winner."
Did it?
But, yeah, but it was an epic game nonetheless.
Yeah, it was doing some work for sure. All right, well, we're getting back to the spot where we were. The replay is loaded back up. We're just fast forwarding. We got Roach Warrens done. Roaches are on the way out. Stargate about to finish, and we're back in game. I think.
Are we? All right, there we go. Back into it.
Okay, now we're in it.
Okay, so we have one gas geyser blocked and one gas geyser not taken, and another gas geyser only has 2 workers in it. So unfortunately, I feel like this is going the way of last game, only it's going to be even rougher for 3A Lover. Although it probably does mean he'll have more zealots. Maybe that could help. Faster expansions, that could help.
Well, maybe.
He's going to be floating some minerals.
I don't know. Not if he does that attack up the ramp again on the Zerg creep. All the zealots died barely getting a swipe in, I think, last time. So we'll see. But yep, Fleet Beacon is on the way now, so we're going to see those Tempests coming out soon. The Immortal count is even starting to grow. I believe we just have 1 at the moment, but yeah, we're going to have a doozy of a fight coming up here in the next, I believe it was about the 8-minute mark that 3-way Lover started pushing out, so we'll keep our eye on that. Very passive start with these two. They really like their macro setups, it seems.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's typical Zerg play, right? Just keep some scouts out on the map and know when the attack is coming. And when you're safe, just drone, you know?
Yeah.
Have that unique production where like they can overload how many drones they make by not building army. Right. Getting to the fresh creep tumors, though, is 3A Lover once again using the observers and the zealots to just kind of poke away at the creep spread.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, it's very necessary too, because like I said before, these bots make Cyril and Scarlet look like noobs when it comes to creep spread. They're just absolutely perfect. The moment the creep tumor is available, it's spreading again.
Yeah. Well, and they can do that while doing everything else. I think that's where we start to fall behind.
Well, individually microing every single unit.
Yeah.
Bots are so unique in that manner. Like some of the simplest decisions they can't get right for a human, but they can do this like superhuman tasks in terms of micromanagement.
Well, it really goes to show what a game of experience StarCraft truly is. The more you play, the more you learn. Even if your micro isn't perfect, you can still pull off some pretty crazy things. Here we go, a crazy fight going down on the edge of creep. Zealots are going to be able to clean up all the Zerglings, but here we go. There's just so many roaches. They're going to be able to kite back for days. There's that perfect micro and multitasking that we were just talking about. Now there's just 2 Immortals left over to deal with all this, and they're going to be able to micro back a little bit, but eventually the Zerg army is going to collapse down on it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dead Protoss.
If only he had the logic to retreat the Immortals once the Zealot count gets low. Because if you can save the Immortals, it wouldn't be that bad of a trade. Because, the Immortals are getting a lot of free roaches kills. The Zealots are killing all the Zerglings. It was pretty good up until the point you lose your 2 Immortals. That is a carrier.
Where'd you come from? He does have Tempest building now, but all right, a little carrier mixed in. If he can kill in the Hydras, it's a lot better for DPS than the Tempest is. He's going to be able to continually, kill wings a lot faster. Oh, here we go. Is he going to be able to get some Hydras? Hydras on retreat are just going to start dying to these air units. Oh, boy.
Carriers are not as gas intensive as the Tempest, so the broken gas guys just don't hurt as much. The Zerglings are not a counter to carriers. That much I know for sure, unlike with the Tempest. So this is looking a little bit better for 3A Lover.
And
so let's see how much he's going to lose from this push. Because if he can hold with, say, 3 bases remaining, I think it's 3A Lover's game.
Oh, yeah. We'll see here. Yeah, I really love that one carrier. Actually worked out. He's kind of killing reinforcements, damaging them as they come in. He's picking off Hydras one by one, too, the reinforcing Hydras. So Once he gets the Hydras clear, that's where it really starts to look good for Three-Way Lover. Again, like you said, assuming he doesn't lose another base or two here.
Yeah. The DPS from carriers is just so much stronger than Tempest. They don't have that ability to stay alive forever with the kiting, but yeah, they'll cut through the roaches, they'll cut through the Zerglings. They'll do what the Tempest didn't do last game.
Yeah, this carrier is a hero right now. I'd say he's already cleaned up a lot more of this than last time. He is going to lose the third still. So Three-Way Lover is going to be on a little bit of a 2-base scenario, but now he's going to start killing those queens from a distance. So if these Tempests can eventually clean everything up and group up with the carrier, maybe there's some hope.
Yeah. The only downside is he only made one, and now he's just massing Tempest. The other thing is the carrier may not survive forever because he seems to be happy to wander out in the middle of the map on his own.
It's very brave. Carrier.
So this could turn into the same situation as last game.
Oh yeah, he's starting to lose all of his interceptors.
Maybe he'll retreat when he loses them all. Otherwise, that queen is going to be a happy queen.
I don't think he has any real carrier programming maybe in there because it's just sitting there taking it to the face right now. Yeah, it's gonna fall.
Okay, right, well, we still have the giant Tempest counts. I mean, it was dark last game.
Looking like we're gonna get the same snowball effect. It's just gonna be too many Zerglings for the Tempest to kill. There's just so many that they're just gonna be able to keep doing damage each time they come in. Yeah, if we get a mix out of carriers and Tempests, then I think Three-Way Lover's got a phenomenal shot at this. But just with the Tempest, I think, like you say, the writing is on the wall. Yeah,
there's probably some decision making that we can make there for Yamabushi based on the composition he's facing. Against this sort of Ling, Roach, Hydra, the carriers would definitely be the stronger choice. Against certain other units, the Tempest will be, with their invulnerability, basically, will be a good choice.
Like I say, this map is a lot better for the Tempest because they're able to sit here just to the right of his main while the Zerg has to go all the way north and then kind of back down south a little bit. So there's just a lot more time for the Tempest to shoot, actually.
Yeah, he's defending his entrance and he's right next to his main base, like you said. So there's not all that time like trying to catch up to where the Zerglings are.
Yeah, but in the last one, he kept going forward and back and forward and back. Here it's just a little left to right more so.
The problem is just a lack of economy, right? The probe count is more or less gone and is natural, which means the Zealots are not going to be coming out as quickly, which means the Zerglings are going to get even more work done.
Oh, yeah, every probe he loses hurts real bad. Hey, a couple hallucinations hanging out there. That's cute.
And Spiney's still expanding, so he's not going to slow down.
Oh, yeah, no, he's not slowing down anytime soon. God, look at all those creep tumors.
Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah,
that's my biggest struggle facing Zerg. No matter how many queens and creep tumors he kill, there's always creep everywhere. It doesn't matter. You can't catch up to that.
For every one you kill, there's 10 more that show up.
Yeah, I've been practicing a lot against Kagamine, and his bot is very good at that. But so is Creepy Bot, so is Spiny here. Many bots have got the creep spread down pat.
Oh, yeah. Well, the clock has begun. I do believe Three-Way Lover is on its final life here. It's a lot of queens. If the queens and hydras can get up there with all the Zerglings, they're going to be able to maybe even kill off some Tempests this game. But
okay, the queens are actually helping Three-Way Lover here because all they are right now, since they can't see the high ground, is just this big wall blocking everything else from getting up the ramp.
Huh.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it looks like the Tempest count is a little bit larger for Three-Way Lover. He might have one or two more than last game.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11? No, he's at 9.
He only got up to like 10 last time. Is he at 9? Oh, okay.
So he's actually got one less.
Okay. Jeez.
I know, it does look like more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's because they're going back and forth over each other. Yeah, I counted the same one twice or something. Because I was like, oh yeah, there's like 11.
Right, one cannon left. No Zealot. No, there's a Zealot, but yeah.
Too much.
These Ling floods. Everything looks good until Lings arrive, and then it's like, oh, now it's backwards progress.
Yeah. Well, and this is where a sentry or two, I mean, obviously it doesn't have the economy for it right now, but, a sentry or two able to force field there would buy the Tempest maybe all the time they need it. You get 4 sentries, you can force field unlimitedly. They will always have enough for one more force field.
Kind of tough on the resourcing because they're both gas-hungry units, but...
Yeah.
Okay, now we got a wall here. We got the force fields. This is called the Queen force field. Nothing is allowed up.
I really like that this season Tempests are actually getting countered, because last season they were just untouchable, unstoppable. If bot went Tempest, it was pretty much going to win. But this time we actually saw him lose probably about half the time. I'd say it's only about a 50% win rate for this season if a bot goes Tempests.
Yeah, Tempests are really strong, but you got to take an offensive position and you got to have some support, either with the shield battery cannon thing or with the right support units. If it cut on the defense with the Tempest, we're just going to see what we see here. Just the lack of DPS, or it doesn't really matter how invulnerable they are. It's the fact that they can't kill things quick enough is a big issue.
Yeah.
One final Zealot might make it out in time.
Just in time to get sent back to Ire. Yeah. Yeah, that is a good life lesson. Everything looks good until Lings arrive. Well said.
Good series.
Indeed. All right, so 3-year lover will fall. Big shout out Yamabushi, always with some awesome play with his bot. Very good to see you in the round of 8, but this season will not be moving on to the round of 4. 3-year lover usually does make it into that round of 4. So yeah, good job, Spiny. Well done.
Mm-hmm.
There's Doc. He's back just in time. Yeah, you're on cam, Doc. Welcome back.
I know.
By the way,
my girlfriend has a wall TV. I'm like, oh snap! I'm probably gonna be on. I've been eating these spicy Pringle barbecues. Oh man, they're spicy. And now I'm like, I need water. And I go over there and I see the camera, and I was like, oh man, I better.
Poor choices were made. Here we are.
It all spiraled out from this product placement, Pringle barbecue.
Yeah, Pringles looking for a sponsor, by the way. Anyway, what do you think of that game? Were you able to catch most of that, Doc, or were you running around?
I saw quite a lot of it.
Yep.
The Tempest seemed to fire overkill on Queens and Hydras. I don't know if you noticed that, but they shoot a dozen shots. Like if you had 10, it doesn't take that many shots to kill an Infestor, a Hydra, or a Queen. But every single Tempest would fire on, even if there's only a single Hydra, it would fire on that individual Hydra until it started focusing on the Lings. And when it fired at the Lings, it would fire only enough for lethal. So it wouldn't fire 10 on the same Ling, but it would overkill Hydras, Infestors, and...
the Infestors got super overkilled. I love that.
Yeah, the Infestors got nuked. I don't know if it would have been enough to turn things around. The economy was just so far behind. I don't know if that was surmountable. He needed to keep expanding and keep getting more income, but I don't think it was doing him any favors either.
Indeed. Ketrock, any last thoughts on that series? Anything
it's interesting you mentioned that, because I know in the game tanks have built-in anti-overkill. They won't overkill anything, and for every other unit, you just kind of had to put up with the overkill. But for a bot, they don't have to put up with that. You could actually, you could handle that. You can make sure that the bot never actually fires more than it needs to at each individual unit.
Yeah.
Would it be the same as just taking the tank code kind of then? Just take what the tank does and apply it to the Tempest? Would it be
the tank
simple?
is just built into the game, but you'd have to build your own code for the Tempest. But it's doable. Okay. I wonder how that would actually make them quite a bit stronger if they did that.
I did it for my battle cruiser code with the Yamatos. It would be basically the same logic for Tempest.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to keep a list of everything you're planning on firing at, and then once you have enough plan to kill it, then you don't pick it as a target. So
makes sense.
So the winner Spiny will be going up against either Gen Z bots or Micro Machines. So we have ZBT next round.
Sorry, these shooters are
your mic cut out there. Oh, he's back. We're good. You're back.
Go ahead.
Yes, we do have Gen Z bot versus. Or wait, is it? No. Who's coming up next? Paul versus Mech Sweep will be up next. But we're going to do that after the break. We do have 2 more best of 3s. Again, Paul versus Mech Sweep, and then Micro Machine versus Gen Z bot to finish off. But we are going to run to a quick little break here. But before we do that, we're going to do one more member shout out. So production, whenever you're ready, let's go ahead and shout out one of our Crown Club members. Good. Thank you, Conrad Gold, for the patronage for the being a Crown Club member. If you want to be cool like Conrad, you can type in !join and become a Crown Club member, and it helps support ES Champ and all of our future endeavors, as well as future seasons of Probots, which we will be having a couple more this year. So definitely stay tuned for that. The best place to find information on all of that will be !community, our new forum. A nice little place where you can start conversations, see what's going on, see what matchups are going on that evening, whatever evening it is. So it should be a lot of fun. Oh, did we lose someone? We lost someone. That's all right. Yeah, we're going to go to a break while we get everything figured out here and we get our next matches loaded up. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is the round of 8 for season 1 of 2020 Probots. What? What'd I miss?
I lost my head.
Oh, is your head? Oh, that's all right. You didn't need it anyway. All right, so go ahead and go to break. We're going to stay tuned, everybody. We're going to be right back after a quick little 5 minutes here, and we'll see you right after. Welcome back, everybody. We have got 2 more best of 3s here for you tonight on Probots, our round of 8 for season 1 of 2020. Joining me are Ketrok and the Doctor. Welcome, guys. So far we've had some fun games. Have they turned out how you've expected?
Not at all. We've had a probe rush, and then lots of Tempests slowly get killed off by Zerglings of all things. So, not quite what I expected going into the night. How about you, Ketrok?
Well, after watching game 1, the game 2s turned out exactly how we expected, though.
That's true.
That's true.
Do you think we're going to see the same thing coming in our next 2 best of 3s? Again, we've got MechSweep versus Paul, so a TVZ, and then Gen Z versus Micro Machine, which is a TVT.
Both very interesting. Paul versus MechSweep are going to have like hyper aggression versus the strong macro play. And then we just got the best 2 bots, both Terran, both loving the long late game with Gen Z bots and Micro Machine. So I'm thinking the second half will be the best half here.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, joining me for our first match will be the Doc. I think we're getting that loaded up now. Oh, yeah, I should probably join that. There we go. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and hop in. Or wait, are we going to do one more shout out since we're back from break? Let's do it. Shout out to the Crown Club. McLeod, thank you so much for being a Crown Club member. Again, you can type in !join to become a Crown Club member. You can get cool perks such as priority placement in our Bots versus Humans show match. That'll be coming up on our finals next week on the 11th. That is a Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I think I got it right this time. So hopefully we'll see you all there. And yes, we do have 2 more best of 3s coming up. Our next one will be casted by the Doc and by Ketrok here. So MechSweep versus Paul. Go ahead. What are your guys' predictions again for this one? Doc, what do you got? Or Ketrok?
Go ahead, Doc.
I think Paul, the bearded lizard, bearded dragon lizard, is definitely going to take it. The aggression. The thing you gotta like about the Paul's bot is he is very decisive. He knows what he wants to do, and he does it at all costs. So, like, what I mean by that is oftentimes you see bots have logic where they want to keep their units alive for as long as possible, and they'll kite and maybe like miss out on some damage because they'll keep your units alive longer. Paul's all in. He builds that Nidus, sends all the lings in, and just attack moves to like either he dies or his opponent dies. So I'm expecting the games to be short and decisive, and I think Paul, because he really enjoys the short and decisive play, I think he might be favored to take this one.
You thinking the same thing?
I mean, the MechSweep will win the late game when it comes to this series, but if I had to pick any bots that could be the kryptonite of MechSweep, I think it's Paul. MechSweep is just so greedy, and Paul is so right in your face at the start of the game.
Don't forget, though, this week it could be BioSweep, not MechSweep.
That's true. Yeah, there is that bio change he made. So
yeah,
who knows?
All right. Well, if production's ready, I think you guys are ready. let's go ahead and move on to World of Sleepers. Take it away, gentlemen. You're going to do the intro so much better than I did. I just know.
So the intro's going right now.
I mean, we'll see about that. So, looks like in the bottom left, Blue Zerg, we got Paul. And by Paul and Blue Zerg, I mean Bearded Dragon and Blizzard. So, do we have an intro for that?
I gotta sing the Doom song now. Doom, 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 doom.
Yes. Okay. There we go. We see the Bearded Dragon Lizard. And for those of you who are out of the loop, Paul, his bot is named after the picture, which is a Bearded Dragon Lizard.
Looks like it's sweeping time.
Kendrick, you want to introduce the topic? Right?
Yeah, is the intro going? Waiting for the zoom. There we go. So in the top right, we got the red Terran, mech sweep, who may or may not be living up to his name because he has added bioplay. So we'll see. With the early gas too. So it looks like an early factory will be in the works.
It was definitely that possibility. I really enjoy Mech Sweep's intro picture. It's just a bot with a broom. I love it to death.
Nice.
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
we got a fast expand from Paul. Meanwhile, what is this? A reactor? No, a tech lab barracks from Mech Sweep. I wonder if he's going to be swapping that onto a factory, or whether what could we be seeing? Marauders?
Marauders are possible. It's very unusual to get tech lab first on a barracks. No, you called it Marauders. I was thinking build the factory, swap them out, and start pumping out cyclones.
Yeah.
But it looks like Marauders are going to be the choice. Do you think this is the start of the bioplay that we talked about earlier?
I don't recall seeing Marauders from Mech Sweep. I'm not particularly sure whether he uses that with his mech build or not. I'm interested in what it's for. You don't ever really see Marauder openers versus Zerg just because they're so poor versus Zerglings. But second barracks on the way.
They're very good against Roches. So if you get lucky, they can't be effective. But
yeah, that's true. If he happens to get roach rushed.
Yeah, exactly. They're good against holding Roches. That's about it. The Zerglings are just so good versus Marauders.
Yeah, I mean, it could be some hard countering in play here. Like Drex said, the bots have just recently been updated. So maybe he's trying to do something specific for Paul.
That's true.
Speed is on the way from the spawning pool, and we do have the Zerglings continuing to flood out, which is very Paul-esque. Meanwhile, a third base coming down from Mech Sweep. No. He's just checking. Just a phase.
He's definitely thinking about it. Maybe a scatter for something, I don't know, or maybe change his mind halfway through. Spurs don't have a stim on the way yet. One of the main advantages of getting that early tech lab is faster upgrades.
That is true. And it is bio sweep, not mech sweep we are seeing here. That is the third barrack, so if there was any doubt, this is going to be the bio Terran play. So let's see what he does with it. It's always a little bit scary having a new build and trying it out in the key game in a tournament, but I'm sure he's got it tested well.
Yeah, and it's scary, but it's also has potential to be very rewarding because your opponent will have never seen it before and won't have time to prepare. Well, you've had time to prepare against them. Looks like Nidus.
Yes, Paul doing his Paul things. One other thing that Marauders are very good against is the Nidus Worm. It takes them down in this matter of a split second with that bonus to armor damage they have.
That's true. I'm a little worried that the placement of the Marauders at this very second is not going to be very well set up to fight against the Nidus.
Yeah,
but he still has time.
He has no vision there. But if he gets vision, Paul is, we'll say, stubborn, where he'll keep making Nidus Worm after Nidus Worm after Nidus Worm, even if they keep falling. So, oh, wait. Yep, he's building a depot there. Okay, so he'll have vision.
Yeah. Oh, looks like he has just enough Marauders and Marines to fight off the front, but he's getting distracted.
Early distraction. Okay, the Marauders are heading over. Ooh, it's going to be close. 2 Marauders will get there in time. It could be enough to take it down. Will he switch targets? He's switching targets.
Oh no!
Oh no!
He's getting distracted. He needs to finish killing the Nidus before more Lings come out, but it may be too late at this point. The Zerglings all over the base.
Oh, look at that position for the Marauders, though.
The surface area
a place
is so
where
little,
they can beat Zerglings.
so
That's
good.
it. Oh,
But
unfortunately.
yeah,
I love that Zergling distraction he did at the front right before he placed the Nidus.
Yeah, that really paid off.
It's just enough, yeah.
It definitely looked silly when he tried that against some of the other bots, but now I see the pieces coming together. Like, that worked really well.
So he has closed his wall. So there's some rebuild potential at his own natural. Although with the 3rd queen, that Marauder is not going to be able to hold off the queens.
That's true. That's it's a little sketch, the rebuild potential. 1 Marauder against 3 Lings, like... Marauder will probably win eventually, but Lings against Marauders, definitely not the fight.
Especially since this is Paul. I mean, we're not going to be seeing a transition with new hatcheries and joining it up. We're just going to see more and more Lings. So...
Yeah, we've hit 0 supply and 0 minerals, so it will be quite the comeback if he manages to land mules over and over and over again until he has enough money to come back.
Let's see if he engages the Avila logic and starts floating that orbital command into a corner. His last and only hope.
Yeah, it definitely has potential, but looks like there's actually some GG logic built in. He did not leave from all his buildings dying. He recognized, hey, I don't have any bases left. I don't have any minerals left. I have no way of building more SCVs. Can't do anything. I might as well GG, which is very unusual to see in bots.
Yeah, and Tyr does that.
Yeah, it's
so close.
not unheard of, but it's very uncommon.
He was 1 shot away from taking that Nidus farm down. He had like, I think 5 Marauders in range of it at that point, and it was down to about 20 hit points.
Yeah, if he didn't switch targets from the Nidus to the Lings, like the game could have been very different.
Yeah, it would have been like 3 or 4 Lings that would have gotten out, and that's it.
For sure.
And we know Paul would have kept pointing down Nidus after Nidus and just drained all his resources. Yeah, I think that 1 shot was the difference between who wins that game.
Do you think a different map will change things up? I have the feeling that maybe longer rush distance, maybe less time to walk from your natural to the main could very well be the difference between winning and losing.
Well, in the last 2 series, when we saw the exact same builds, we knew exactly what the result would be. I think if we see all the exact same builds this time, the winner is still completely up in the air because it was so close. It was so close, like who was going to take that? Because I feel that Nidus is stopped, and that's MechSuite's game.
That was some close games. I'm worried for MechSuite. Do you think he's going to do bio all 3 games?
I kind of hope
Or
so,
next game?
because I think the Marauders, it's even though they're not good against Zerglings, they're probably better than having like 1 Cyclone out or whatever he has at that point with his mech build. But it looks
That's
like we're
true. The 1 Cyclone is definitely nice to have against the Nidus, but against the Lings that come in through the main, he's going to have a lot harder time.
all right. I think we're all ready to hop into the next game.
Yep, looks like we're.
So I assume the intro is running, and I'll introduce Paul. All right, in the top left, we have the blue Zerg, Paul.
I just love the picture of the bearded dragon lizard. I feel like I should keep adding more animals to the end of that. Bearded dragon, lizard, cat, dog.
Bearded dragon.
And,
Guys, it does the Invader Zim Gur voice. It was the coolest thing. Sorry.
No, that's all good. And the bottom right, in the red Terran, we have MechSuite.
Sweep.
Yeah,
What
so
do you think, bio or mech this game? You gotta call it now.
Mech. I'm going for Mech. I'm calling
All
Mech. The bearded dragon thing comes from a few weeks ago, where we were talking about Paul, and it was awesome how Paul was the only human name given to a bot, and how we all found that very funny. And then the author of Paul corrected us and told him it was not actually named after a human. It was named after his pet bearded dragon lizard.
Oh.
And I think bearded dragon is the specific type of lizard. I forget how it is. Maybe bearded dragon has nothing to do with it, but came up in chat somehow. And ever since then, to me, he's been the bearded dragon lizard. So
it is ironic that the most like aggressive bot we have in this series has like the least epic name.
I think it's wonderful.
It's got a good clash to it. You never
sure.
see it coming with a guy named Paul.
Yeah, it's
different opener from Mech Sweep this time. So there's no tech lab on the barracks. We got the fast expand with the Vespian in hand, and it looks like a Reaper expand. Yeah.
Is he getting more workers on his gas? I find it fun, the logic he has. He's like, oh, let's find the closest worker, which is going to be the worker with the gas. One common bug with that is if you forget to transfer workers back to the gas, and that can really stifle your economy. Based on the income, it looks like we are fine in that department, though.
Yeah. I always grab the closest SCV that's mining minerals, but it doesn't have any minerals in his hand. I think that's like the best way to do it. Yeah,
I would have to agree with that. I think that is the best way to do it. It's always dangerous to lose that gas income, especially as Terran. You need all the gas you can get early on to get the tech structures you need.
Mm-hmm. So Reaper getting a little bit of work done. Might even get a worker kill, but the Zerglings have arrived. Reaper's got to get moving, though. That micro.
Oh, so close.
That's no micro machine there.
Yeah. So close to killing both the Zergling and the drone. It's hard to account for the differences in speed with creep and off creep when it comes to micro Reapers.
Yeah, I guess because of the regen properties, Reapers, you gotta favor running over attacking, even when you're on cooldown or off cooldown with your attack.
I think he's looking for a proxy there.
Yeah.
I think that's scouting. I don't think he because that's twice now, and he's intentionally done it when he wasn't even close to having enough.
All right, so we got a tech lab on the factory this time, so we are going to be seeing something different, at least from Mech Sweep's side. No more bio sweep, and the layer on the way from Paul. That's pretty early. I'm gonna guess what that could be for.
Maybe it's for 2-2 upgrades.
Yeah.
You know, maybe it's for the Swarm host. You know, maybe he'll do something new. Odds of that are pretty close to zero. Bots are very uncreative. They'll do exactly what they're told, and he has been told to Nidus, and as you said, Nidus Swarms comes down. This is actually a pretty interesting development. The Marine might pick off the Overlord, which will block vision from the Nidus coming down in time. That's a huge game changer.
Yeah, there is no other Overlords across the map, so this Nidus Worm is done. No Overlord speed out of Paul either. At least he did last time.
Yeah, what I've seen from him before is he will send Overlords slowly over and over and over again until he gets across the map. We're not seeing that right now, at least. He hasn't sent the next Overlord.
He may not even send it until he tries to build the Nidus Worm, perhaps. But he does have Zerglings, and like I said, this greedy opener from Mech Sweep, even though these handful of Zerglings alone could get a lot of worker kills.
Yeah, I very much expected to do significant damage, but it might not be game-ending damage this time, so he might get his chance to go to the late game and shine.
Well, the good news is the Zerglings didn't really get any worker kills because the Siege Tank did a kill steal on all of them, blowing up all his own SCVs.
Yeah. Friendly fire splash damage into Aaron. Most annoying thing ever. But yeah, so not actually too many workers. Well, I guess it won't show there because they're friendly fire kills, right?
Yeah, I mean, and those worker kills are almost irrelevant. He's still got a 15 worker plus lead on Paul, so this is not going to come down to having a weaker economy being the reason why he lost. It's all whether you can hold whatever aggression is coming out of Paul. And we do see that Overlord crossing the map. So I wasn't watching the production tab whether it's Nidus Worm or not. But yes, it is Nidus Worm. And the Lings are patiently waiting.
Yeah, chat says Paul is bugged and there's been no production for the last 30 seconds. I think he's just waiting for the next phase of his build order, which is, hey, let's plop down into Nidus.
He's reached the end of his code. The end of his code ends with the Nidus Worm. It's like, I've done everything I'm supposed to do, you know? Now I just empty the Nidus Worm in the game. Wait,
yeah, no, for
Overlord.
sure.
I haven't coded that far.
He's a very decisive bot, and he doesn't have too much follow-up for that. Yeah, almost here.
Oh, he's not going to place a run in front of 4 tanks, is he?
I think he is. It's going to be very unfortunate.
And let's see if he still spams it or whether he looks for a no location. No, it's the United Swarm spam. How fast can you drain all your gas?
Well, about this fast, I'd say. Yeah,
No, looks like Marine. Don't kill him. He's doing all the work for you.
Yeah, he actually put more workers back onto gas so he could build another Nidus. So he has a little bit of intentions to, a little bit of code to think about contingency plans if his Nidus fails. And his contingency plan is just more Niduses.
And I mean, conceivably could still work. We're looking at 4 siege tanks, 3 Marines, and a Cyclone. None of that is good versus Zerglings. So where I feel like it typically by this point in the game, a Nidus all in it's too late. I don't think it is too late yet. So if
I
he picks
have to
perhaps
agree.
a better location for those for that Nidus room, there could still be a chance.
Yeah, the immobility of mech is really easy to punish with the Nidus worm. If he sends 2 overlords across the map and starts Nidusing in like alternating locations, like it'd be hard to hold that.
Yeah, but the tanks are unsieged, which is good versus Zerglings, and they're in kind of a choke point at the moment. So, yeah, I don't know. This is looking like a game 3 is on the way.
It is indeed looking like that. Not spending any of the 2,600 minerals you've banked up at the 7-8 minute mark now is definitely not the signs of a winning strategy.
And even if he mops up the entire main base, that is a planetary fortress at the 3rd. I don't see unupgraded Zerglings doing anything to a planetary fortress.
Especially if there's code to repair it. Like, you'd have to get a 3rd and just keep sending ling after ling after ling to maybe eventually kill it.
Yeah, my bot makes planetaries everywhere, and I have good code for repairing it. And I was loving how it was working until I faced one bot that focus fired my SCVs. It's like as soon as the fight started, all my SCVs disappeared. I'm like, oh, okay, there is no repair then.
That's quite clever. We haven't seen that too much out of bots yet, where every single base is a planetary. At least from bots that I've seen. Often they go for more orbital commands than you do. Like, literally every base other than your main is a planetary. It's amusing to me, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, I've started coding trying to hold various all-ins, and I realized that just having a PF at my natural at the start of the game holds a whole bunch of all-ins that would be trouble otherwise, including Paul's.
Nice.
All right, so the tank count is getting larger. We're just kind of waiting for Max Sweep to stop playing with his food.
Yeah, I think he's waiting to max out, which should be any second now off a 3 base economy.
And I'm all for that. If you're going to win with authority.
Do you think he has, Paul has any chance of coming back from this?
I'm still taking, well, not this game, but I'm still taking Paul to win the series.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I think if that's Nidus got up, I mean, this game would be much more one-sided than game 1. And I don't believe Paul always does Nidus Worm, right? Is that correct? But I think he always done aggression, which is always a good thing versus mech sweep.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Nidus Worm from him recently, but he hasn't always done it through this season of Probots. The Overlord got caught. I was just thinking to myself, he doesn't have a lot of anti-air right now. That is... Okay, Paul's really bugging out now if he thinks he needs a Nidus in the main.
How else are you going to get the Zerglings to the bottom of your creep? I mean, it's the only solution I can think of. Yes.
This reminds me of when I played against AlphaStar at BlizzCon. It was Protoss. I was playing against Protoss AlphaStar, and I had him on the ropes. I thought for sure I was about to kill him. When suddenly I see all the probes he has recall, and I'm like, oh snap, there's probably another base somewhere on the map.
Yeah.
Because I just watched a game of BCQD play against AlphaStar, right? And AlphaStar kept expanding after expanding after expanding as he kept killing base after base after base, and he just wouldn't like GG. I'm like, oh snap, he probably did that to me. and suddenly all the probes appeared at the same base. I'm like, okay, you don't need a recall to your own main, like with probes that are already at the main.
Nice, they took a game off Alphasaur. That's impressive.
Yeah, it was a fun game, fun day.
All right, so the final push is here. Another variant of the force fields. We got the siege tank force field, keeping the Hellbats out. Last game we had the Queen force field. All those Zerglings. Oh,
that's really unfortunate.
Did they even do a hit point of damage in that? I don't even know.
Yeah, basically Zerglings will lose. Like infinite Zerglings will lose to like 4 Hellbats with Blue Flame. It's quite hilarious to watch.
I'm counting this as a loss for Mech Sweep just because his Blue Flame kicked in right after he killed all the Zerglings.
Yeah, I mean, he might as well surrender now. It's a little too late for him.
All right, so we have one additional structure he's going to have to kill. All right, there we go. Desync victory. All right, it's our first game 3. The I'm going to max out versus the I don't have code beyond 50 supply.
Yeah, that's how a lot of early bot matches went, where you just run two bots against each other where they ran out of code. We haven't seen a lot of that this season of Probots. Bots have gotten a lot stronger and a lot more robust at handling new situations.
Yeah, just wait till next series and you guys will see that for sure.
Yeah,
I remember seeing the bot scene probably at least a couple of years ago, maybe even longer than that. It was just a whole bunch of bots that would kind of build one unit and A move towards the other person's expansion or other person's starting base. So when I got reintroduced to the bot scene a couple months ago, I'm like, wow, these things are impressive now.
They truly are. I'm looking forward to Gen C versus Micro Machine, which is the next match, by the way, guys.
Yeah, it's gonna
definitely stick around for that. It's going to be a real treat to watch that. So what are your thoughts for Game 3? What are you hoping to see from Mech Sweep? Are you hoping for Bio? Hoping for Mech?
I think the Bio makes more units. I think that's important because if you make units, you can beat Paul. And that's why I kind of am picking Paul for this, because Mech Sweep has this unfortunate tendency to be too greedy, I would say, which helps him versus other macro bots, but is definitely a weakness here. But we'll have to see what Paul pulls out and whether he can get it off correctly.
Yeah, I think Paul definitely has a strong chance of winning this.
Mm-hmm. One thing I'll say for sure is after 5 minutes, we'll probably know who the winner is going to be.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Paul's strategy is...
We're just about ready to go here.
Yep.
I'll do Paul, I guess. All right, in the top... Whoops. So I gotta wait for the zoom. In the top left, we have the bearded dragon himself. It is Paul.
Breathe fire and also build Niduses. He's a 2-trick pony.
The Nidus is kind of like a form of dragon, underground version.
Yeah, no, it's deep. I've never thought of it that way. In the bottom right, as the red Terran, we got Mech Sweep.
Okay, so I'm looking forward to actually watching this VOD later to see how these intros are even working. I have a feeling we're just way off on our timing every time, but
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
I think I've definitely talked over the intro once or twice.
All right, so looking pretty similar. We got the fast expand once again from Paul. We got the barracks and the gas from Mech Sweep. But will it be the Bio or Mech? Can you go for 3, choosing which one it will be?
I don't know, man. At this point, it's like the same. I'm gonna guess Mech, because he did Bio last game. So, or no, he did Mech last game.
So I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I'm guessing back again. I've already guessed.
All right. What do you think his code is for it? Some sort of decision, or do you think it's just using the random method?
It's hard to say. A lot of bots recently have been favoring going for patterns based on like maps or opponents or matchup or how well you did in the last match. I think it might just be random from mech sweep.
That's interesting. So the bots keep track of previous results, even within the tournament series, like now.
Yeah. The way it generally works is you get a folder you can write to. And the rules for each tournament are different depending on for what you can have in the folder and what kinds of information you get to bring into it, like whether or not you get to know, hey, this is my opponent's ID. I know I'm going against mech sweep specifically, therefore I should Nidus his third. Sometimes you have to yeah.
Anyways, we got a worker kill here from the Reaper. So every little bit counts, especially against Paul, who probably doesn't make that many workers. But once again, getting hung up on the Zerglings on creep.
Yeah, almost got the worker or the Zergling too.
Yeah, but I mean, one worker, that could make a difference between a hold or not.
That's true, but also one Reaper, at home could make the difference.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to last game, right, where it was one Reaper for nothing. I mean, this time we got one Reaper for something. Was that a factory I saw? Is this mech? I guess the production tab's right there.
Like we have a starport.
Starport. Interesting. So a different build than the previous two.
Did we see a starport the first game? I thought we did. Maybe this might be a completely new build.
He definitely opened 3 barracks the first game.
That's true.
I'm not sure what happened after that. Bunker in the very Zergling safe spot.
That's true. I like the lack of surface area around that bunker, and I like how it protects a lot of Nidus placements. So, Paul kind of likes to place the Nidus at the closest location to his main. It looks like he's actually going to do it off to the side there based on the Overlord placement.
Do we know it's Nidus yet? Yeah.
No, do we know that's the Nidus? Yeah.
Well, there is the early layer, so it's probably got to be. Yeah, there's a Nidus worm.
It's Paul, man. He goes for the Nidus.
Okay.
I guess we have seen a. I think we've seen him
like Ling Flood before, where he just makes like 20 Lings and go or something.
Yeah. I think he might have just been bugged then, but
oh,
I don't remember. I've definitely seen it though.
Viking coming out. If my first thought was that's not going to kill Zerglings, but if the Viking is meant to kind of just patrol the edge of his base, then no Midas worm.
2 Vikings now, actually.
Yeah, and here comes the Ling distraction. Is the Nidus worm ready? It is.
The Viking was not quite ready in time.
He salvaged the bunker too.
No! Oh, that's not good. Like, he needs to pull workers for this, and protect the tank at all costs. Like, the tank is his only chance at holding this.
The tank will kill the Nidus, because the Zerglings are not going towards the tank. Okay, so that's it for the Zerglings.
Yeah, and he focused down the Nidus as well.
The Lings are leaving. What?
What?
Okay, the second Nidus is outside of tank range.
He has to go to the Nidus. He has to go all the way back home, hop in the Nidus and pop out. Otherwise, it's not a Nidus rush.
It's the fastest way to get to the mineral line. Run home first.
I think he's actually doing that too.
Yeah, this is looking good for Paul, I gotta say. Not so good for next week. That's it for the worker count. The production is being camped. The Vikings are not going to have much use. Queen's even knocking them down.
All the Zerglings. Like, he had more than that, right? Like, they just...
Well, I'm sure the tank blew up quite a few of them. He may have sent some home to go through the Nidus worm again.
I've been waiting for them to come out again, and I haven't seen it. Well, that explains where they are.
All right, the orbital down. Production is floating, but not anywhere safe. There is down to 14 minutes for mech sweep. I think the writing is on the wall.
Man, that was like, my heart skipped a few beats for Paul for a few seconds. Like, those Vikings had serious potential to shut down all of Paul's strategy, and Yeah, had 2 chances, and luckily the second chance was what he needed. So
Yeah, I mean, and that bunker salvage as well. I mean,
Yep.
he had an orbital natural without a wall. I feel like that bunker should stay just for situations like this. Oh,
Yeah.
that was a close series.
Indeed, it was.
Wow.
me.
So Paul taking it 2-1, and he'll be taking on the winner of he'll be taking on Tier. No, I'm getting confused. Yeah, Tier.
I know,
beats
that was confusing
Kagamini,
me
so
earlier,
Tier will
too.
be against Paul next round. 2 of our more aggressive bots. Tier has many builds, but most of them involve not taking an expansion, at least from what I've seen. So
Tyr
That
also
should be
has
good
the-
against Night Display.
That's true. I was saying Tyr is the update where he adapts to his opponent's build, so maybe that will come into play. We'll see.
yeah, I mean, 1-base Protoss is already really good versus 1-base Zerg, I would think.
And yeah, to answer your question, Doctor, the mech sweep does learn from game to game and will change its build up a little bit. So that's
Oh,
why
it
I think
does,
you saw
okay.
the starport. Yep. But God, that was so cool. I almost thought for a second that mech sweep was going to hold it because the tank was on the other side of the wall, which actually worked because the depots were raised and it held for a second there. But yeah, just too many links. That was a fun last game there. Great
Man,
series.
I laughed so much when the links went all the way across the map.
Hilarious. We got to go back home. Well, it was like Ketrock said, it was the safer way, at least into the mineral line instead of going
Didn't
back
even
through
do
the
it.
tank fire. It's
Let's
like
run
go
by
home,
the mineral
and then
line.
just yeah, exactly.
He didn't even put links back in. He just went all the way home and then snapped by the Nidus. It's like, okay, it's too much. I've done my job. Run away.
Good stuff. Well, awesome series. How do you guys feel about a 3-way cast for our final series? You want to give it a try?
I will.
Drek
not say
hasn't
no to
answered
that
me yes or
because
no
I was
yet,
not
so.
supposed to be on for Micro Machine versus Gen Z, but I really want to. See
I think
that
we
match,
all
so.
should be witness to this best of 3 here. This is going to be a hell of a TVT. So yeah, since Drek hasn't said no, let's go ahead and do it. We'll do a 3-way cast here for our final series. We do have one more best of 3 for you all tonight. Again, that is Micro Machine versus GenCBot, our 2 top bots for each group. I believe, yeah, both were first place for their groups. Oh no, I'm sorry. Mech Sweep was first group. GenCBot was 4th place. I'm full of lies today. But still, both very, very strong bots. Should be a lot of fun. Again, I think my prediction is going to Micro Machine. I'm assuming you two are kind of thinking that. Oh no, you were saying, Doc, weren't you saying you think Gensi's gonna take it, right?
I think we
We're
both
talking Gen Z.
Oh, you both said that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you both think Gensi's gonna kind of play an upset here.
I mean,
it's like-
realistically, I think Micro Machine will probably win, but Gen Z is definitely capable of being Micro Machine. He's beaten them in the past. I've seen it myself. He's the 2nd strongest bot, probably. I mean, it's a really good bot. If someone's going to be Micro Machine, I think Gen Z's the one.
It's funny because the author has in the notes that Micro Machine is the hardest bot for a GenCBot to beat in this, in the group of bots that we had this season.
Gen Z himself was not overly optimistic. He was talking down about himself in the chat when I saw it. But I realize that means nothing from a programmer, right? Because if they think they're going to lose, they say they're going to lose, and if they think they're going to win, they'll be modest and say they're going to lose. So
Can't trust the
it's
bot
really no
makers,
information
yeah.
at all.
All right, well,
No, I was just saying I think it's going to be close based on games I've seen between these two previously. So we'll see.
all right, well, I think we're ready to see. Let's move on to Acropolis for our final best of 3 of the night. Thank you again, everybody, so much for tuning in. Big shout out to all of the bot makers. I don't think we shouted out the last 2. Captain Jack H is Paul's creator, and then who makes Mech Sweep again? Did we shout him out?
Dan the Man, I think.
Dan the Man. All right, well, let's go ahead and do these guys. You two, go ahead and take the intros away.
In the top left, we have the king of the castle himself. It is Micro Machine.
The graphic said Paul. We're gonna do it. We're gonna try to do it again, Ketrock. It was so perfect too.
In the top left, we have the favorites to win the whole thing. Here to see if we can get taken down. It is Micro Machine. My first one was better. Don't do the
Created
zooming thing
by
until it's ready.
Raph, RR, and Unusual are the co-creators of Micro Machine.
Okay, and the bottom right, in the blue, as a turn, we have GenCBot. Number 2 on bot ladder, looking to take down the whole tournament if possible. Just up against
That's
stiff
what they were
competition.
1-on-2 on. Thank you. Bot ladder.
Yeah, I think not Probots. AI Arena?
StarCraft
There's
2
two
AI.
ladders.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, are there 2 ladders?
Yeah, there's StarCraft 2 AI and then AI Arena.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So
I guess I thought they were the same. I don't know.
I think they are actually indeed different, with slightly different features. So
I feel like the early game is going to be really interesting here. Micro Machine is really annoying because he's so in your face with the best units for kiting, like Reapers into Cyclones into Cloak Banshees. And Gen Z bot is one of the best defensive bots in the early game. So I expect to see a lot of pressure from Micro Machine, and we'll see whether Gen Z can hold it or not.
yeah, I think Jensen can definitely hold. It's a question of, can he survive the attrition over a long enough period of time, right? Micro Machine, I keep wanting to call Macro Machine because he will get in your face just enough and expand like crazy behind it.
Yeah,
and it's
like,
that
he's
breed that can kill a lot
capable
of bots.
of winning the game with just like a couple Reapers and a couple Cyclones.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
But since it's only 4 units, he's also expanding like crazy behind it. So yeah, he's a scary fella. All right, so Reaper is coming across the map, coming in that backdoor entrance. And yeah, nothing quite there yet. We do have a Reaper from Gen Z, though, ready to make the defense.
If you worked at a grocery store, it would be called backdoor receiving.
Yeah, there you go.
They always say that over the intercom when somebody comes in through the back door. Backdoor receiving.
I thought that was like a football move or something. Like I've never worked at a grocery store.
So perfect kiting by Gen Z bot to take out that Reaper. And we just saw the message cancel offensive from Micro Machine. So he's probably not too happy that he lost that first Reaper. But getting a lot of scouting information nonetheless.
I think we're going to see Banshee soon. That starport is on the way. So yeah, this is actually a good map for Banshees. There is a decent amount of space behind the mineral lines where the Banshees are going to be able to kind of kite and go around. And yeah, I'm really excited to see these two micro against each other. Both really do have phenomenal micro, and probably why they're 1 and 2 on the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
one of the reasons anyway.
Yeah, no, they're just strong all around. It's hard to pin down super obvious weaknesses for both bots, or at least obvious exploitable weaknesses. Jensi bot tends to expand slower, but he also does pretty well with the income he has. Micro Machine has, I don't even know what you do as a bot author to try and beat him. You just basically have to have a strong strategy and execute it.
Haven't we seen some rushes beat Micro Machine? Some early aggression?
Yeah, it has happened. I think early rushes are probably the best way to do it. And just have your rush do better than Micro Machine's rush.
Just play better. That's always the answer to win StarCraft.
Yeah,
Make a better bot, obviously.
Play like Maru.
I think one of the key weaknesses of Micro Machine is that it's predictable what he's going to do. He doesn't really have like a whole bunch of different variations. So, and since he's the top guy, a lot of people might be thinking, oh, let me just make a bot that's just built to hard counter exactly what I think Micro Machine's going to do.
That'd be funny. Somebody should make a bot called Micro Machine Killer. And its only job is to kill Micro Machine. And it'll have like 100% win rate against Micro Machine and 0% against everything else.
Just loses to everything else.
I've honestly been considering it because like every other bot I can play and like have a good chance against. So then when I play against Micro Machine, it's just 20 minutes of me getting obliterated. He's so strong of a bot.
Yeah, he has very distinct phases of the game, and he's very good at executing each phase of the game. So.
But a couple of advantages I think Gen Z bot will have is one, I think he makes better decisions on how to attack, where Micro Machine is just always like poking with every unit. Gen Z kind of sits back, builds up a large force, and then really pushes forward and crushes a few expansions. And then when he gets weak, he tries to pull back again. I also like his endgame composition a little bit better, where he gets a lot of Vikings, and that works well against Micro Machine, who seems to favor the battle cruiser.
I thought that Banshee was going to get out of the range of the Raven there, but that lock-on does finish it off. And yeah, I think one of you was saying earlier, just losing these units early on is just not going to help Micro Machine out. Yeah, because Gen Z is going to sit back and kind of group up and keep its army together. And then if that big push does come, Micro Machine could potentially not have enough to deal with it.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like he still has plenty, though, looking at the supply. 25, like basically neck and neck. The Micro Machine's probably biggest weakness right now at this phase of the game is all his units are very harassment oriented. Like he builds lots of Reapers, he builds Cyclones, he builds Banshees, but
that was a quick relaunch offensive immediately after cancel offensive.
Oh yeah.
Or,
I didn't even see that.
I regret this decision.
Oh man, it's so funny.
Some nice little chat that's been added into this bot here.
Yeah.
I don't remember it being this talkative. Yeah. It says a few things from time to time, but oh yeah, for sure.
You announce what strategy your bot's doing, so you know when you're watching it.
I remember someone in chat saying that playing against Micro Machine was pretty easy because he always says about everything he's about to do, and I'm like, wait, really? I don't remember him being like that, but he definitely is now.
That's why you watch the chat. You never know. And like if someone's typing to you in multi on the ladder, they're cheesing you. You know, anybody who talks early game too much, obviously cheesing you. There's certain things you can just know by chat, I think. Man, Cyclones for both players here. So we might have a big Cyclone on Cyclone battle, but the battle cruisers with Yamato about to finish up, that is going to really change the dynamic of this, I think. Because he's going to be able to one-shot Cyclones, one-shot Ravens, whatever he wants, pretty much.
Yeah, one-shot the Vikings.
Does it one-shot a Raven?
One-shots everything, except other battle cruisers and Thors, I think.
Yeah.
And
it was
buildings.
when they gave it the moving shots, the Yamato damage was nerfed pretty low. So there's a lot of things that used to would be able to one-shot, like Immortals, so that it can't anymore.
I think the main thing
most of the things that Terran repertoire are going to get one-shot.
Could it?
We got a barracks placement in this game blocked by a Cyclone.
Oh my god.
That could be the advantage that Gen Z bot needs to make a game of this.
I
wonder if that has...
I was just going to say, it depends how badly that blocks his build order. Some bots are able to move past small little bugs like that, and other bots are like, no, I must build the barracks before I do anything else.
Yeah.
Well, that's what, I'm curious.
My bot, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm curious if that has anything to do with the relaunch and, start offensive, stop offensive. Is that barracks not going down, screwing with some of that specifically?
All right, here's the push out I was talking about. Gen Z bot has decided it has enough to push. Pretty good leapfrogging the tanks too, as it finds targets. Interference Matrix on the Battlecruiser, that's a very good target to use those Raven spells on. However, his Viking count is only at 2. Seems like he's pulling back.
Yeah, it does look like it. It's funny because Micro Machine's the one that keeps saying cancel offensive, but still keeps pushing forward, which is funny. Oh, there's the dance, the Cyclone dance.
I think Micro Machine's bugging out a little bit.
A little bit.
I think he tracks where he last saw a siege tank. So since he saw one at the top of the ramp, he was just staying outside of that range.
Yeah, he definitely does do that. And he kind of relies on air units to get that vision to realize, hey, a tank's not actually there anymore.
All right, here we go. Relaunching. Let's see the offensive. Let's see if Micro Machine sticks with it. Does have the battlecruisers now, so we could start Yamatoing down the siege tanks, which would really help a lot. That is a lot of Marines. Marine versus Cyclone, I want to say usually goes to the Marines, right?
I would tend to agree with that.
But in the hands of a bot, the Cyclones are much stronger than you would expect.
Yeah, that's true.
Normal human play. A very microbull unit. Oh, those Marines just made mincemeat of all the Vikings. And now the Viking count's lead goes to Gen Z bot, which means these battlecruisers are going to have a short window of life. Looking like a really good engagement from Gen Z bot. If you can keep the pressure going, because Micro Machine is starting to take over the map. And this is what's cost Gen Z bot in the past, where Micro Machine just takes the whole map and he gets caught in a corner.
I actually really like the siege tanks because they're kind of the only thing damaging. Actually, they're not even really damaging the Cyclones right now. They were getting a few shots off earlier just because the Marines can't catch up to them. The Marines keep trying to push forward, but ultimately have to pull back because the Cyclones, they're doing this. The lock-on and pullback is just so strong in the hands of a bot. You're so right about that.
Yeah.
God, look at that go. Okay, here's wave 2 though.
Yeah, it looks like Genzibot has decided not to continue with wave 2, and he will be on the retreat.
The thing Cyclones are really good at punishing is the indecisiveness of bots. Like, I think the Marines could definitely take the Cyclones if you just stem, attack, move in there, and fight at all the Cyclones.
Go.
But if you move in and retreat over and over again, like bots tend to do, the Cyclones will just pick off your armor slowly over time.
Yeah, we see that with the
Definitely not good
Tempest. We see that with the long range units are good at doing that. Well, Genzibot's trying to macro out of it, but it's going to lose its 4th base. Does have, at least 4 mining. Oh, I'm sorry, that's its 5th base that it just lost. Attempted 5th base.
But the 4th could be right afterwards, and
Yeah.
even the new command center. Looks like a bit of a base trade going on here, and this is going to favor Micro Machine as he has many more bases to rely on as backup.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, army supply is starting to dwindle a little bit for Genzibot. It's just about to fall under 100. Upgrades are phenomenal, though, I got to say, for Genzibot. 2-2 is done for the bio, +2 for the tanks. Meanwhile, Micro Machine's just sitting on the 1-1, but just the better micro, I guess the units with better micro, the Cyclone's able to just lock on and run away and really deal a lot of damage. It's just breaking through Genzibot's natural now. And, yeah, I think this is going to be maybe a base trade scenario, or does Genzibot come home and try to recover and reestablish a base?
Not sure
I
how
don't
the
know if you
logic
can turn
works there.
back at this point. If you
Ken,
turn
there's
back,
no turning back.
yeah, if you turn back and you clear the army that's attacking you, you're left with 18 workers and like 1 base. Your best shot is to do as much damage as you can while the enemy is doing damage to you.
Yeah, but it's kind of a lose-lose situation. You stay on the offense, you knock Micro Machine from 10 bases down to 8. I mean, that's not so useful either.
Yeah, as a Terran player who plays on ladder, the only thing you can do in this situation is go for the production. Like, you can't kill bases enough to actually make a meaningful difference, but if you go to the main and kill all the production, then you got a shot.
Yeah, or quickly just jump from base to base, killing all the workers. That's another
That's true.
method I've used.
But the Vikings actually going to kill all the battle cruisers, maybe. That will definitely do a little something. There are Marines left on the ground. No, I'm sorry. More Vikings come in for Micro Machine. And, yeah, this is going to seal the deal here. Nice attempt, though. Yeah, that was a nice macro game. One of our best macro games tonight, I would say. But in the end, Micro Machine's just too strong. Look at Kopp. Look at all those. He's like a Zerg player right now, taking every base.
Macro Machine takes another game.
Yeah, Macro Machine takes another win. Yeah, you're going to have to rename your bot, guys. So it's definitely a macro. Or you could call it just the macro Micro Machine. I don't know. MM Machine. Call it MMM Machine.
What's great about
Machine.
Bot versus Micro Machine is you see another side of Micro Machine you almost never see, because Micro Machine's so good at killing people before it gets to this point. But like, you clearly see, even if the game goes long, Micro Machine has the ability to out attrition you and fight and kill
Oh my
yourself.
god. Look at that Eunice loss tab. That is a good thing to pull up.
Wow.
That is insane. Only lost 67. That really shows how much those Cyclones did, I guess, because I think a lot of that was Cyclone, even just Cyclone on Marine with the lock-on pulling away. They killed a couple waves of Marines just with that alone.
Yeah,
There's
Cyclone
potential
Warsaw.
on that first push from Genzibot. He did kill all the Vikings. They gave him a chance to kill the battle cruisers.
That's
Which
true.
would have taken away the vision from the Cyclones. Things went a little bit better. He may have been able to push that towards victory. But
All right, well,
once
last-
that fell,
Yeah. It was all done. Yep, last supply depots will fall here, and we'll be moving on to game 2. Micro Machine is going to go up 1-0. So it looks like I'm one step closer to... We should have bet on these games. That could have been fun. A little side hustle. Maybe we'll do that for next season. Start betting on the bots.
That would be fun, but my picks for who would win might change a little bit.
When
I have a
money's on
tendency
the
to-
line, yeah.
let's
I have
do
a tendency
odds
to vote
for
for the
Micro
underdog.
Machine.
Oh, yeah?
$1
So you
for
would have
a
still
card.
been voting for Gensi, is what you're saying then.
I mean, if I want to lose money.
It definitely was a
It all
close
depends on the odds, It depends on the odds. If it's a 5-1 payout, maybe I'd still go for Gensi, because he definitely can take games off Micro Machine. But Micro Machine, I think most of the time is going to punish Gensi for not taking enough expansions.
Yeah, a little bit slow on the macro. Was trying to get up to 5 bases, but by that point, yeah, Ketrock was counting them off like 10 bases or something. Something crazy for Micro Machine.
The scary thing is Micro Machine's just getting better. Like I
Yeah,
think
that's
of the
true.
games I've seen where Gen Z Bot beat him, and he's
Seems that
cleared
way.
out those holes. Like he's getting a Viking count that matches Gen Z Bot's Viking count, and yeah.
Micro
Hey, the
Machines-
robot.
Scary when the best bot gets even better.
The robot uprising has to have a leader. It's got to start
That's
somewhere.
true.
Micro Machine would be great.
So
at
you're
that.
telling me it's going to be Gen Z bot then, right?
Maybe. We'll see. We got 2 more games potentially here. We are getting that next match loaded up. While we wait, everybody, in case you haven't heard, you can check out our forum to get all the information on our live finals, which will be again next Saturday on the 11th. You can see which bots will be playing and what time and all that type of exclamation mark community in the chat to check out our forum and see what's going on there. All right, we're moving on to Disco Bloodbath for our map number 2 here. And yeah, we're gonna nail the intros. You guys nailed them last time, and then production screwed up. So let's see if we can all be in sync this time. Yeah. Oh geez, what's going on here?
It looks like he's keeping
100%
track
of our encounters prepare to get crushed. Yeah, it looks like he's keeping track of what just happened there a little bit.
Yep.
All right, introduce him. We're ready. Who's doing it?
I guess I'll do Micro Machine this time. Top right in the red. We got Micro Machine.
In the bottom left, I couldn't hear what the production said, but we've got our Blue Terran Gen Z bot.
I think production said on the right. We may have done this backwards.
Ah, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows who's who. The Blue Terran's Gen Z, the Red Terran's Micro Machine.
Yeah, the introductions are a little silly. It's a very StarCrafty thing.
Yeah. I love them. I'll always love them. All right, so do you guys think we're going to see the same thing here? It looks like Micro Machine's doing an early expand. I didn't do an early expand last game, right?
I think he did it. And that's why he chose to do early expand this game, because he's like, oh yeah, I'm looking at my database of our matches. 100% have gone to me, and he had records of the games.
Yes, but did you look closely at that? He's like, prepared to be crushed. I've won 100% of my matches against you. And then you look at the numbers, and it's so far he's only counted 1 match. So
yeah, well, I mean,
he has a database of 1 game against Gen Z Bot.
That's like a little bit of bot BM right there.
Yeah, say 100% is 100%. All right, so anything going different this game? We still have 1 defensive Reaper against the 1 offensive one.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to see how the Reapers tangle with each other. That's probably going to be where the first differences start appearing. Up until then, I imagine it's probably going to be very similar.
Yeah, Gen Z Bot dealt with it really well last game. I think Micro Machine lost 2 Reapers and got 0 kills. Let's see if he can do as well this time, because he'll need every bit of help he can get. Hopefully another Cyclone can block another barracks for Gen Z Bot. We should have some built-in handicaps. Just kind of subtly break Micro Machine to help their opponents.
Micro Machine mines at 90% speed or something.
Yeah. All right, so the Reaper is in once again. We got Gen Z Bot chasing him away again with perfect kiting. He is going to secure the kill. There you go. Cancel offensive.
I mean, it's so sad. I'm surprised he even has much of an offensive to begin with, because his chosen strategy is fast expand. So, but I mean, he is Micro Machine. He's always going to have early aggression, I guess.
Yeah. And his fast expand, he still wins with his aggression anyways.
Oh man!
All right, another Reaper down.
Yeah, that Micro
so
was
so good for Gen Z Bot.
A little uncharacteristic of Micro Machine, actually. Micro Machine had more health than Gen Z Bot, but then he started kiting, and he kited for too long, and Gen Z Bot got a couple extra shots on Micro Machine's Reaper. Very sad.
Yeah,
for
clever
Micro
kiting
Machine.
too. I mean, like standard unit kiting is you try to stay at max range at all times, but Gen Z Bot was actually kiting his Reaper towards Micro Machine, so he was never able to get that distance to get away. All right, so we got a starport with a tech lab on the way from Micro Machine, so it's going to be that patented Cloak Banshee follow-up. And here are the Cyclones also popping out. So standard from Micro Machine. And GenjiBot will continue to try to have his patented defense. I haven't heard Andy in a while. Is he still here? Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm back.
All right.
What was I being asked a question? What happened?
Yeah, we're missing your filler.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, I had to attend to a matter real quick. So yeah, what I missed? Anything exciting? Obviously, some little cyclone battle
GenjiBot holding
skirmishes.
perfectly so far, killing off
Micro
3
Machine
Reapers, I
lost
believe
the
it was.
Reaper.
Yeah.
What? Another Reaper? Micro Machine, you're getting sloppy. Unacceptable.
He lost the Reaper fight he should have won too, which is really uncharacteristic. But that's about all he missed. These two really like micro games against each other, and that's probably what we're going to see today.
Excellent. That's what I like to see again with these two. A little bit more macro, a little longer games. You get to see really a lot of their talent, a lot of their micro potential. So it's good. It should be good.
So Andy, there's that Reaper's checking all the hidden bases. So your hidden base strategy with your Tickle bot might not work versus Micro Machine.
Yeah, he's tricky, man. Think about what?
The hidden base strategy is all bots need to have a strategy to deal with it, because they have to, in order to win the game, you have to kill all the enemies' buildings. So there's always one unit scouting around basically constantly, no matter what bot you're up against. Just so that way they know where all the enemy buildings are and they can eventually kill everything.
Okay, so wait, is the lock-on range for the Cyclone, does it shoot further than its actual lock-on range once it locks on?
It locks on from a range of like 5 or 6, but then once it's locked on, it has a range of more than a siege tank. So I think around 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I always see it shooting outside of that. You see that nice little circle when you click on it of its
It can
range.
even shoot
pretty much,
further
but-
than it can see. So
Yeah. Oh, God,
sometimes you got to
that's
throw down a scan just to get that last shot off.
insane.
But
Alright,
another
offensive
great hold
launch.
from GenjiBot. I believe that the Cloak Banshee only got 2 or 3 worker kills before it was picked off by the Cyclone.
Oh, way to jinx
However,
it
it is getting quite a few worker kills here.
Well, Blade, that's your fault.
Not quite range. There's a lock on.
I get it. Is that a
Yeah.
cloak so the Ravens don't matter? Oh, the Cyclones give up.
The command center got in the way. GenjiBot was staying far away as possible, but he couldn't quite get around because of the command center.
He has no auto turret logic built in.
Oh, awesome. Just a little more between these two. Apparently, in the AI Arena ladder, there was a Kingslayer challenge where a bot had to be first for 20 days, and Micro Machine was the evil bot, and GenjiBot was the chosen one to defeat that said evil bot. So, quite almost a rivalry, you could say, going on between these two. Now, we don't have that for a lot of bots yet.
That's very true.
Cool to see. Cyclones do some work. Here we go. Man, that lock on, even against Marines, you wouldn't expect it to do so well, but
It's
Yeah,
like
without
cloning.
dedicating with stim, the kiting of Cyclones will work even very well versus Marines.
ugh, it hurts.
It
Hurts
doesn't
my soul.
appear like GenjiBot has any logic to retreat the unit that's getting locked onto either. I find that's really helpful versus Cyclones.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love,
Keep
man. I'd love
charging
to
him
see
with all your
some.
Marines, but you pull back the one he's locked onto, and then he has no choice but to let the lock break.
So now you were saying turrets you don't think would be super good. Do you think they could be good here, even just to keep the Cyclones back? Just put, if he were to, he's got full Raven energy right now. Toss a few turrets forward to the tanks, and all of a sudden the Cyclones, I don't think, because they don't like to take damage. They run away a lot.
Yeah, I mean they'll run out of range, but you won't kill them with the missile with the auto
Well,
turrets.
he's not killing them right now,
They'll
and
get
he's
a
just
couple
losing
shots off,
Marines.
and then
So,
they'll run
yeah.
away, and yeah.
I
I mean, they won't do nothing. That's for sure.
The thing you got to worry about is Ravens only have range of 1 for placing auto turrets. So
That's
every time
true.
you place one, you run the risk of the Raven dying.
I don't.
Put
He
it back
doesn't
up
seem to be.
2, which
Oh,
still
so
isn't the original 3, but it's better than 1.
Oh, is it better than 1? Feels like 1.
It is. It's terrible. Especially since
Uh,
the place is a 2x2 structure. So if you want to place multiple auto turrets, the Raven actually has to travel from position to position placing them. It's annoying.
Remember the good old days when they could put like 20 down at one moment? It's just like rapid fire turrets. The good old days.
That's true, because you have enough range, you could actually do that.
Yeah.
I mean, the original range was 3, which doesn't seem like that much more, but it's night and difference between 3 and 2.
Is that the original range? I thought it was like 6 or something.
No, it was 3. But I mean, you place it at a range of 3, and then the auto turret can shoot another range of 7. So it kind of feels like you're doing 10 range worth of auto turreting. Anyways, 5 bases now for Micro Machine. So he's continued to take the base lead, which is something he likes to do versus Gen Z Bot to give him that little edge.
Yeah, Gen Z Bot is going to fall behind. Gen Z Bot will macro a little bit more eventually, but right now it's just relying on those upgrades. 2-2 about to finish. So yeah, he's going to really be relying heavily on these Marines. So he's really got to, I think, just get a huge ball of Marines up to be able to stim and just go.
Yeah, and Gen Z Bot doesn't... it's not like a supply count that he chooses when to move out. It's actually an upgrade timing. So much like a human player, once he finishes his 2-2 upgrades, that's when he pushes out and hopes to have an upgrade lead.
I like how cancel offensive just means kite back and kill everything still.
Oh, yeah. And the Marines are kiting too, which is... Ugh. Man,
he tried there.
He
tried to stim forward and get something, but just not working out. It does get one cyclone that gets pinned against the disco box there, but yeah, God, it's just too much range. Too much range on those cyclones. Even the battle cruiser actually taking a lot of hits. Needs to maybe
it's like a
get
totally different game in the hands of a bot. If you're making cyclones versus stim bio in a real game of StarCraft 2, you're gonna get slaughtered. But man, in the hands of a bot, those cyclones are something else.
Gen Z Bot holds the air though, and it seems a lot more convincing than last game. There's a lot more Vikings out now for Gen Z Bot. Just the 2 battle cruisers and I think 1 wounded Viking that went home for Micro Machine. So maybe if he can control the air, he can do a little something. But
yeah, I mean that was his timing push. I really wanted to see that go across and kill a base.
Ooh.
That got stuffed at his own 4th base here.
Oh yeah,
but the battle cruisers are going down. That's nice.
Yeah. Will it be enough though?
It might. You never know.
You never know. I do like how he is at least using the Ravens for the interference matrix. Does buy him some time, so the battle cruisers can't do anything. They're basically just floating paperweights with that on them, which allows the Vikings to again, stay in a higher number for Gen Z Bot at this moment. He is winning the air battle, but just barely. Yeah, there we go. He's gonna get a little Marine help. Oh man, this is still a little closer than the last game. Army supply is in Micro Machine's favor, but I just don't. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be enough for Gen Z Bot. I really like the composition, but I don't know why it's not working.
Actually very similar. It doesn't really matter if you have 10 bases, because 4 bases is plenty as long as you have somewhere to put all your workers. So as long as Gen Z Bot is still going to be able to trade somewhat okay and continue to take expansions slowly 1 at a time, he could still take this. The mini-map is not showing exactly the state of this game.
It shows the edge Gen Z Bot sits on though. He needs to get another base. His main's going to mine out soon. At which point his income will certainly take a big hit.
I don't
that
think
command center
though.
needs to finish basically at his 4th. He needs to start defending up at the 4th, and unfortunately those cyclones are possibly ending the hopes of a 5th base.
Man, command center.
There's a chance. There's a chance.
You gotta believe. Oh, he's gonna finish it. The command center looks like it is going to finish. The cyclones have pulled back just enough to allow it, but maybe they're just gonna let it finish and then come in and crush it. Oh, there we go. He does lift off. And
no.
Yeah.
He's also lost his whole army, so.
Yeah,
I think this is the end.
Yeah, his hopes of winning this one have kind of flown out the window. I'm sad.
Valiant effort.
Yeah, good
definitely
fight.
Give him the early game victories, though.
So you're saying if he pushes earlier?
Micro Machine is just two Reapers. After that.
Micro
So if he did...
I was just saying Micro Machine has definitely got stronger since the last time I saw these two fight.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it's noticeable, that's so scary.
So no, I'm sorry. Are you saying so if Gen Z Bot attacks earlier, you think it would do something, or just when the Reapers are out? Was that a little?
No, I'm just saying, like, Micro Machine puts on some light pressure, and Gen Z Bot completely shuts it down, which is a small victory for Gen Z Bot.
Yeah.
But obviously that isn't too impactful when this is happening 10 minutes later.
Yeah. So what is the answer then for all? Look at all those damn Cyclones. What the hell do you do?
Well, you don't beat Micro Machine at his own game. What you gotta do is come up with something that will work against what he does. Because you're not gonna out micro him. You're not gonna
out macro him apparently.
Well, you could possibly out macro him, but
I think you just got to be more decisive with your engagements. Once you have something you think you can fight, you just got to go for it and like kind of let the result be the result.
The problem is he's right in your face, and he's willing to kite all the way back across the entire map. And by the time you get across the map, there's not much left to your army.
Yeah.
So I feel like units that zone him out, like a siege tank, for instance, means the Cyclone can never move in range. The Reapers can never move in range.
Tank push.
Viking or a Cyclone with the Raven is really good shooting away the Banshees. And then you can turn that into an economic lead. Either that, or you just try to cheese them, which many have tried and failed at, but it's an option.
Yeah, Yamabushi thinks a nuke could do it. You never know. I'd love to see more nukes. We haven't seen one nuke in Probots. That's it. I want to see more.
I feel like if you try something new, he's already built in code for it, though. Like in the game, you cannot see the upgrades of your opponents through the API. And I was playing against Micro Machine, and I upgraded the turrets, the range on my missile turrets. And he flew a Banshee nearby. I got hit, and he's like, and he tried to type something in chat that says like, "Oh, I see you upgraded your range." I'm like, what? I didn't know you could do that. Like things you would never even think of. He's already coded into Micro Machine.
These bots, they're getting smarter. Yeah, Micro Machine, proven why it is top notch, top dog here on Probots. He's gonna continue to be undefeated this season. Still hasn't lost one match, but definitely some close matches here. Well done, Gensi Bot. You put up a hell of a fight, but you will not be moving on to the round of 4. That belongs to Micro Machine, who's going up against, wait for it, Three-Way Lover. Or no, wait, no, I'm sorry. Spiny, right? Spiny one. Yeah, Spiny. Yes, Spiny one. I looked at that wrong. Spiny going up against Micro Machine in our round of 4, the semifinals. That will be next week on Saturday. And then on the other side, we've got Tier going up against Mech Sweep. No, yes. Well done.
Yeah.
Good stuff tonight.
That's a good set of games.
What was your favorite game then of the night?
My favorite series is probably Spiny and Three-Way Lover, even though both games were kind of identical to each other. Just that dynamic of flooding the ground versus infinite Tempest value.
I like the worker rushes.
The worker rushes? Yeah, those are good. Sorry, I got to correct myself real quick. I'm full of it. Paul moved on, not Mech Sweep.
Yeah. That was the closest series by far.
Yes. Yeah, that was I love the Nidus. I'm so glad that's a part of this. That was probably my favorite series in the night.
I mean, that was like right in the grasp of Mech Sweep because he clearly won game 2, but game 1 and 3 could have gone either way, like right on the edge. Both times, like almost able to hold a Nidus, but not quite.
So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at our bracket here. We'll see the bots that are moving on. Let's all pay our respects to the bots who have fallen. Again, big shout out to all of our bot makers this season. But unfortunately, only one bot will be the best in the end. Micro Machine going up against Spiny in our semis, and then Paul will be up against Tier. That's going to be, I am super excited for next week. This is going to be some really interesting stuff. I'm going to go ahead and give it to, I'm going to say our finals will be Tier versus Micro Machine. That's my prediction.
Good lineup for next week. Spiny is one of, if not the strongest Zerg. So we've got a different race against Micro Machine, so that'll be good. And Paul and Tier are like two really aggressive bots, so that'll make for a really fun series. Yeah. Looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, let's do a shout out real quick. Again, big shout out to all of our Crown Club members. You help make all of this possible. Thank you so much for your support. Let's go ahead and roll it. Thank you so much, Dustin Hulan. A big shout out to you. And if you want to be awesome and an esports champion like Dustin, you can type in !join and become a Crown Club member. It goes a long way to support future seasons of Probots as well as everything else we do here on ESChamp. A lot of fun things. You can definitely check all of that out at !community. You're going to check out our forum there. You can see exactly what's going on, what matches are coming up. You can check out our semifinals. You'll also get information there about our humans versus bots show match. Priority will go to the Crown Club members to be able to play for Team Humanity. Will be a lot of fun. Are you guys going to practice any against any of these bots before we do that, or because we might get one of you two to play against the bots here?
I would love to try. I haven't looked into that, but maybe I'll see if I can set it up so I can play one of these bots, get a little practice in.
Yeah. Well, we'll choose whoever feels the most. Yeah, whoever feels the most ready will make probably team captain. We always had Endersword, our other caster for the last seasons, as team captain for Humanity, and led the rest of us to hopefully victory. Fight the robot uprising at least one more season, but we'll see how that goes. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Again, if you want to become a bot maker, there are a ton of resources available to you. You can check out Stephen Brown's Bits of Code. You can also check out the AI Discord. You can find the links on Google or ask somebody in chat. I don't know it off the top of my head, but definitely go check out all those resources and get your bots made, because we will be doing more seasons in the future. I'm working on a bot. These two are working on bots. So hopefully we're going to have some really cool seasons coming up in the very near future. There we go. Laddie posted a link. Click on the AIarena.net or the SC2AI.net links for that. Again, you can type in !join, become a Crown Club member. Our forum can be found at !community. And where can everybody find you guys? Ketrock, you doing some streaming these days?
Yeah, well, I've been putting a lot of my free time into doing the bot rather than streaming, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna get back to the streaming, especially this weekend. You can find me at twitch.tv/Ketrock. I also put out YouTube videos, youtube.com/Ketrock, and it's all, Mass Raven memes. It's my style.
Good stuff. Hey, memes are a legitimate strategy. It wouldn't be in the game if it wasn't. Nothing wrong with that. Doctor, what are you doing these days?
Working on the bot. I've been thinking about streaming it, but also haven't feeling
I'd watch that
recently. Yeah, no, I'll post it in chat when I do.
All right. Very cool. Well, everybody, also, you can check out our YouTube. A lot of videos there. You can check out all the Probots VODs. Bits of Code is also there. More bot tutorials to come will also be posted on our YouTube channel. So definitely check that out. And with that, hopefully we'll see you all next week for the grand finals. Again, that is on the 11th, Saturday, coming up at 1 p.m. Eastern. That will be right here on ESChamp. So stay home, avoid human contact, and watch Probots. It's the best way to stay safe during these times. And hopefully we'll see you all there. So thank you guys again. Thank you, Ketrock. Thank you, Doctor. Hopefully we'll get you guys back next week for the finals as well. And hopefully we'll see all of you there. Until then, have a good night. Thank you guys.
Later.
Bye.
Okay.